Good evening, mortals and monsters, and welcome back to another chapter in the Fables of Alaemyr. My name is Jay Stiber, and I'm joined by our intrepid adventurers. We have Sir Alan Starr, played by Nathaniel.
Hello.
We have Burke, played by Ian.
Voice line.
Voice. Tagline. We have Talon, played by Peercy.
What's up?
And Vesper, Delaith, played by Allie.
That's me.
All right, so don't forget, mortals and monsters, if you want to see some other cool stuff while we're doing our thing, you can always check out the QR codes right below my avatar. For what we did in our last adventure, in our last chapter, I'd like to throw the mic over to Nathaniel. Take it away. Catch.
Caught it.
Nice,
All
nice,
right.
nice.
When we last left our wonderful, questionable heroes, they were in the cave, escaping after finding the book that Sir Star was tasked with finding. They dashed through a cave with falling rocks, part of the party only surviving thanks to Peercy's wonderful use of charm. And
Talon.
those bullets saved their day as Sir Star ran away. The book they found. What can he say? Sir Star did a check of his inventory and his own skills and found that he wasn't of use to anyone but himself in that moment.
I'll tell your story.
When the group had time to take a look at this book, they found that it absorbed magic. And although the party didn't have high enough level magic accessible, they were able to unlock the first few pages of this journal. It turned out this journal was for the hero or the champion of Zebra. There we go. They found in these pages that this champion was searching for artifacts, powerful artifacts that needed to stay out of the wrong hands. The first artifact had been found, a circlet of great power and consequence. And with the last of their available pages, they found that the champion was on the way to finding another artifact. So hopefully they'll have clues. Burke managed to bring all of the Warforged back to the manor, dealing with some conflicted emotions through that process. They got back, they rested, and as they were talking and decompressing and planning, a guest appeared, asking specifically for Burke, looking suspiciously like Burke. And we'll head back in, where we left off with Burke heading out to meet his new guest.
Perfect. That's exactly... Yep, that's the same place where I was going to start as well. Awesome. Burke just had a porter come relay to you that there was somebody waiting for you at the gate that looks remarkably like you. And I believe your last words were, "Great," and then you closed the door in his face.
It
Let's start here.
sounds like Burke. Well, Burke heads the fuck downstairs.
All right. As you make your way down out of the gates of Rosewood Place, you see a Warforge. Another one of the true Warforges. An old companion of yours. A man that you... A general of yours by the name of Kestrel. He was kind of looking over a member of the House Guard who was kind of barring his path and anxiously kind of tapping his feet, and as he sees you, he bodily picks up the individual, lifts him over his head, turns around, sends him back where he was, and continues walking towards you, and moves to embrace you, Burke.
Burke picks up the embrace. This is kind of important, though. Is the past Burke here as well?
No, Kestrel's alone.
Oh, well, that makes things a lot less complicated in people's brains. Yeah, so Burke says, "Ah, Kestrel Forgeborn," and embraces him as the Warforged do uh, with their heads planted firmly against their foreheads planted firmly against each other, and their arms intertwined with their hands on the back of each other's necks.
So the ritualistic headbutt of greeting.
A little bit. It to observers, this is a lot more intimate than what anybody else would see Burke normally doing, which I assume the rest of the party is has either snuck downstairs or are just watching out the window at this.
Oh, definitely came downstairs but didn't sneak.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Star
yeah.
was falling behind.
You see. You see the guard that was bodily handled and moved out of the way, kind of sees the two of you embrace, and then kind of nods to himself and heads back to his post. Kester turns to you and, Burke, you can speak again. How? What happened? I thought you were lost to the waters. Wh-
I'm the future. DM, how many years has it been? Like 1,000 something?
Since moving into the future,
Yeah,
the party jumped 97 years into the future.
100 years older. With more memories, and more wisdom, and more words. Harder, better, faster, stronger.
Clearly not getting the reference from our world. He just kind of gives you a long look. So you've traveled through time, backwards. I guess that means the one I lost, the you that still beneath the waves. How long?
He's probably fine.
I guess you do get out eventually. Do you know how long you were down there? Can we go get you?
It's fuzzy.
Oh, you see him kind of collect himself, and he retreats from the embrace and gives you a salute. General, Forgeborn reporting for duty. What are your orders? Glad we found you.
Burke looks like he's about to return the salute, but he slumps a bit and gives like a quick glance back towards the doorway, and says very quietly, "Kestrel, I'm hurt. Major tummy ache.
Well,
I
that
need
doesn't suck.
fixing."
You're also seem to be that you're much less eloquent than I remember, but sure.
Fuck you too.
Yes.
His caution and his guarded kind of his body language that he had adopted since seeing you, stiffens into just non-movement, and you see him freeze. Before relaxing completely, and you see him. His body language relaxes. His opens up, and he goes, "You never really were a very good general, but I'll follow you anyways. Come on, let's see what's wrong." You got a table you can lie down on, and you see him pull out a blowtorch, some tools, and he starts kind of looking over you.
Has there been anywhere that's been like a machine shop or anything that we've seen in
Not in,
Rosebark?
There's a blacksmith here. Town
yes,
will just
there
say
is.
that. There's
Yep.
a blacksmith here in town.
We're all around the corner, like Scooby-Doo heads piled up, looking around the door. Like,
I'm still,
like
I'm still
Wide Eye's
picturing
like-
just 3 heads on top of each other. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh God, not here.
Can we crack this guy open? Is that fine? Is that fine? Yeah, there is a blacksmith. Point of fact. Let me pull up my notes on the city.
Oh, that's Talon. That's Vesper. That's Sir Star. Ryan's somewhere.
Hello.
we know.
Hey guys.
Yeah. Hey,
At
Kestrel.
least Talon and I do. Hello.
Yeah.
It's been a bit.
Okay.
Glad to see that you're all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
had a weird couple of months trying to pirate-ish. I don't know. There's some trouble going on in the Bay of Wings. There's some upstart pirate trying to make war on Tyr. Not really important. We sunk a bunch of ships and
Not
Blue.
really important, are you sure?
no, General. He kind of just points to Burke. That's
I mean, if he's trying to make war on Tyr, that seems important, that's all.
well, the general just helped me sink a number of their ships, and I think they're going to have some trouble uniting. I think we solved that issue.
Huh.
Burke helped you.
So, yes,
Like the Burke we knew.
yeah. He was he kind of like stage whispers around Burke. He's not good for much, so he really just held the explosives.
Okay.
Well, we've
I
got a
got
lot
better.
to catch you up on. Yeah. Let's see if the blacksmith will let us use their space. Or let you use their space. We'll catch you up as you work, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like we have some stories to swap.
Yeah. As if we needed one more thing on our plate.
Yeah, and you guys make your way into probably Borson's College. Maybe a place that you head to. Yeah, I think that's probably where you go. So it's a
There's
area where a lot of the there's also a blacksmith as well. You are correct.
yeah. There's the
Borson's more
Smiths.
kind of, there is the smiths. Borson's College is where you find more fine tools, more kind of smaller works. So you're probably right. The smiths would have. You really just need a table and some tools. Is probably what Burke wants. So yeah, I'll probably just head to the smiths, or a series of blacksmiths. Yeah, let's go there. Good call. And the 5 of you van back together. Kestrel introduces himself as Sir Star. Kestrel Forsborn. I knew your companions for a time. It's nice to meet you. He holds
It
out
is a pleasure.
a hand to you.
Did you two meet? Was Kestrel with us when we cleared out the basement, or no?
As a player, I don't remember. I think
remember
at
either.
most, like maybe I had one session with Kestrel, but like I kind of think
Yeah.
Kestrel was gone just before I got into the group.
Yeah,
I think we had one session when we first went into the basement, that first session, because I remember Burke down there beating the shit out of whatever we faced in that first room.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't
Yeah.
think you were with us for the rest of the dungeon.
Hmm.
So I think you had one brief
Well,
meeting there.
I thought actually maybe not the rest of it, but at the end he was, because we found that weird thing of souls, and
Oh, that's
that
right.
was related to
Yeah.
the Warforged, and I think
In his
there's-
defense, Sir Star looks completely different than Sir Hode.
That's very
Yeah.
fair. You know,
That's
that's
what
very
he would
fair.
have
say
no
that.
Totally makes
idea
sense.
who this person
Player
is.
still doesn't remember, but we're just gonna move
We're
forward.
covering
we're
our
just-
bases regardless. Him introducing him to you is completely normal.
Truth.
And we've been playing this
Totally
game
valid.
for a couple of years now, but you know what? He's still going to introduce you because he
was-
only knows Sir Hode.
Like June 2020 for those of you at home, so we don't remember.
I mean, that's a good amount of time ago.
Yep, too many years
So,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah. Sir Star would take the hand and respond with, Sir Alan Star, it is a pleasure to meet you. I have heard much about you, and have grown quite close to Burke. I'm excited for you to help him.
So he's talking kind of funny. He said there's something wrong with his tummy. Has he been eating
May have
dragons again?
Swallowed something.
A sharp object angers my innards. Please fix it.
You see him kind of... General, I mean this with all due respect. Fucking why?
To save us, actually. The shortest version of this is we fought a thing in a magical basement that was like a spectral hand that was holding a magic knife that could cut through the fabric of reality? Question mark.
Yeah.
So Burke ate it. And that did fix the problem we had with it stabbing us.
Yeah.
But it may have created another problem, and his internal pocket dimension hasn't quite been the same since. Also, he's had an upset tummy for weeks now because of it.
Yeah.
Has it only been like a week?
It's
I think it's only been like a week.
It
at
has.
Oh, no.
most it's been like
Oh, that's
10
true.
days.
Well, that's true, because that was right at the Temple of Time when that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, God, time is weird.
For a week now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, today is the 25th of Flame. You guys came back on the 17th, so
been
that
about
was
a
day
week.
0. It's been a week and a day.
No, it's
It's
been lifetimes, Kestrel. Lifetimes.
I mean, it can be both.
Emotionally, yeah.
Emotionally, religiously, economically.
Ecumenically.
Yeah, that one. That's a word that I know. Yeah. So, yeah, Burke starts to, you head into the Smith's Guild, and you see, as you enter, there is a, you enter into one of the blacksmiths. There are, let's see here. It's actually, if I remember correctly, it's early in the morning. You guys, if I remember correctly, it is the morning after you came back. You guys each got yourself a nice long rest in. And so probably about 9 a.m. or so, you see, as you walk towards the smith, a billowing of smoke, the smell of iron and steel and metals in the air, which is not a common scent within the walls of Rosebark. It is not a primary use material. It's a bit cool morning. You can see your breaths still within the air. And it's just a light drizzle. As you head into the Smith's area, you see a number of buildings set up in a series of buildings kind of around a central well that where you can see different individuals, smiths and apprentices, all going to and from to grab, pulling water into buckets to fill a series of quenching buckets as on their ironworks to be able to reinforce their materials. The 6 or so, well, there's 10 buildings in the smith's location, some of which are used for lodging, room and board. Then there is also a number of workshops. Out of the 4 or 5 workshops that you see 3 of them are producing smoke, one of which is currently not being used. You see a number of individuals of dwarven, elven, and human in stature, in racial view and look, both of men and women and genders in between, or indeterminate genders, excuse me, going and working about and doing their best to create the metalworks that are needed.
Excuse me.
Yep, exactly.
Eh? What you want?
Hello. We would like to
You
borrow.
stop a kind of a stout dwarven individual who's got about a large glowing hot bar of metal in a pair of tongs looking at you. What you want?
Good sir, we'd like to borrow one of your, I don't know, do you have an unused smith's room, forge, blacksmith area? We have a friend, and I gestured towards Burke, who has an issue and needs some reworking, and our other friend, I gestured towards Kestrel, is able to do so. Just needs a place where he can lie down flat.
He kind of squints at Kestrel. You can work a forge? And Kestrel goes, have for centuries. Yeah, I can. Kind of looks, and he kind of squints at him. What temperature does mithril quench? And Kestrel kind of squints and gives the right answer that I don't know what it is. He says probably in an archaic metric that is well beyond the current age, and then translate it into the equivalent of, call it 860 Kelvin, because we're going to use that number, and that's now what we're doing. He kind of squints at him. All right. Number 4's empty. Go for it. And
Thank
so
you.
he kind of, as he heads back into it, heads back and begins. You hear hammer blows coming from his little workshop.
Did we just get a gate kept? That was weird.
Now
We may
is
explode. It's
number
fine.
4.
Well, best that he doesn't know that.
Yeah. So you see there's a number of workshops, each of them with a Roman numeral above the door. And number 4 has no... Looks like there's a cold forge, an opened set of tables and tools, and... Or you can use from. The tools seem to be well worn and not very well maintained. It appears this to be a workshop where apprentices will be working. So, public tools, whereas Kestrel knows, the more experienced smiths will make sure that they have the set of their own. A tool is a very your tools as a smith is a very personal item. So these are decent hand-me-downs. They work, but they're all have some of imperfection with them.
I mean, Kestrel's an artificer, so he definitely has his own
He has his
tools.
he has his hammer. He does. I recall this. So he kind of looks up and kind of spends a bit of a time looking at all the tools, kind of shaking his head and can't use that. And so he kind of pulls back into his hammer and he says, "All right, let's have a look." And he says, kind of motions for.
Sustar, do you... And I mean, I know a smith's tools are kind of their personal thing, but what's the tool set that we have? The magical ones.
I'm glad we
That's right.
are often aligned, Vesper. Thank you. I was
Yeah.
thinking the same thing. And Sir Star would move over to Kestrel and pull out a toolkit and kind of hold that out to him and ask, I have no proficiency with this, but I realize how lucky I am to have found it. I wonder if this could be of use to you. And Sir Star holds out the Sunforged toolkit that he found in the future.
Indeed you do. And I recall you having them. I know what they are. I know what they do. I just want to see if I have.
I used it to make a magic box one time.
Makes items in half the time. I think it's like 3 times proficiency with. Like
Yeah,
4
no,
tools.
I remember what it is, and I remember
okay, got
things that I didn't tell you about. And I'm just wondering if I have.
Yeah.
I have been moving to a new organizational
The
system.
ancient card.
Yes, exactly. So what you may not recall actually is this toolkit, as you pull out of your bag, is about the size of a matchbook
Yeah, I remember that.
with a stylized L upon it.
That's why I like it so much.
Yeah,
I want to keep it even though I don't use it.
It's cool as fucking hell. The stylized L, done in kind of a flowy calligraphy, once placed upon a table, can be unfolded about 24 times to be about the size of, as far as you can tell, the table that you're working on. It opens up to reveal a number of tools of varying intricacies. As you used it before, I believe you said you made a magical box, correct?
Yeah,
this thing
Zeus
folds
and
out to
I
a table now?
together made the. Yeah, that's new.
That's new.
What is?
But
It folds
the
out
fact
to a
that it folds
table.
out
It
to
used to
table
just be a
size. Yeah.
chest that we pulled tools out of.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, if I knew that it folded out into a table, I would have brought that up earlier and we wouldn't have gone to a blacksmith. But that's beside the point.
It folds out to the table that it's sitting upon. So anytime you've wanted to use it,
Oh, I
it can
see.
fold up
I
as big as the table that you're
misunderstood
standing on. It's all good.
Okay.
I am describing things in somewhat suggestive fashions. And yeah, it opens up and folds out. And as you've worked on it last time, you were making a wooden box. As you hand this object to Kestrel, he kind of looks at it and just starts kind of trying to unfold it as he's trying to figure out what it does. The tools that are revealed as it opens up to be the size of the table that he's working on are not the same tools that you saw last time. You had
Those were jeweler's tools last time.
last time they were jeweler's tools, and this time it appears to be tools that are more appropriate for the task at hand. In Kestrel's hands, these are tools for working on a large mechanical machine. There are wrenches, ratchets. There are varying sizes of hammers that are used for creating shapes, as well as a couple of curved planes. It looks to be that there is nothing for wood, as there was in the past, last when you made the box or when you're working with jewelry. It appears to intuitively know what Burke is working with. Or excuse me, with Kestrel's working with. He looks down at these tools and picks one up and fingers it incredibly gently and takes his hammer that he was going to use and puts it down. Where did you get this?
We found it in the future version of this town, actually. After it had been demolished, Sir Star looks pointedly at Burke.
Kestrel notices not a damn thing. He is completely transfixed on these objects that you have brought out.
I'm sure these will be much more capable in your hands.
I think we're about to see a master at work.
Don't know if these are meant for mortal hands. Certainly I could use them, but
Lucky us then, eh?
We've used them. You should be fine.
okay.
Do you need some gloves?
He kind of looks at you and, yes, I might get a paper cut if I don't.
That's like a joke, man.
And you can see him kind of taking some time to adjust the fingers of his hands to be more ready for one hand more for delicate work, the other hand more for more forceful work, as he picks up his tools in a very reverent manner. All right, Burke. General. Lie down.
Burke turns towards the rest of his party and says, I'd prefer privacy.
I was gonna ask if you wanted us here or not. We'll leave you to it.
We
got
might
it.
explode.
Ah.
You might explode.
How much
Wow.
privacy?
Sounds exciting.
How far away should we go?
Fireball's distance.
Oh, okay.
Should you maybe not do this in someone else's space?
I can mend it.
All right.
With these, I should be fine, but if we rupture what's inside of Burke, it depends on how big the rift between the planes is. I don't really know how large an area that could affect.
Then don't do that.
I'm not planning on it.
I have an idea.
Yeah?
Let's go to the loom and the loot while they do this. It's a good distance from here.
I'm gonna stay and keep people at least a fireball's distance, I think.
I'm gonna help with that.
I like the idea, but
I have a haversack, so I'm not gonna be here and make it worse.
yeah, no, that's a really good idea actually. Just be like a good block away.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Alan
Burke,
wants
did you
breakfast.
want my duplicate to stay and hold your hand?
No, it's okay. I'll be fine.
Burke?
Hmm.
Sorry,
No.
that was directed at Burke.
Oh, sorry.
Talon, we're gonna be together. I'll hold your hand in person.
Okay.
But okay, Burke. Okay. I won't be far.
Kestrel kind of bends down into Burke's ear. Are you dating humans now?
Assuredly, no.
You hear a visible from Sir Star as he walks out.
Offended.
I mean, definitely
Not
Kestrel's
yet.
intention was definitely not to do that within earshot of anybody else. He whispered that into... Or actually, tell you what. Sir Star, give me a perception check. To be offended by Burke not wanting to date you.
In 18.
Okay. You actually don't hear. You see him kind of, and as far as you can tell, his face just gets close. But you see Burke respond and say assuredly not back. But you don't hear what Kestrel says.
Okay. In that case, he just gives a quizzical look and stands there.
That seems reasonable. Yeah, and Kestrel will get to work.
See ya.
Wise this one is. All right.
I'll be like 30 feet out of the door of
Sure.
the shop that they're working in, just glaring at people who get too curious about what the fuck might be going on, and if anybody
Give
gets too
me
close.
an intimidation roll, please.
Sir Star helps with that.
Hell yeah.
Intimidation.
Give me with
I'm intimidating.
advantage. Yeah, I
I
think
am
so.
intimidating.
I mean, yeah, he is.
I'm actually not.
Oh, wait, actually, I can't help with that because I'm not trained in it.
Oh,
Oh.
then you cannot do that.
Sir
Well, I
Star,
already
Sir
rolled.
Star
What do you want me
uses
to
his
do?
skills
Just roll it.
elsewhere.
In that case, I'm going to spend a superiority die
Ooh.
to use commanding presence and add
Damn
a
right.
d10 to the intimidation roll.
Oh my.
Nice.
Superior intimidation.
That's a
Feels very
14
hoity-toity.
plus 2 for 16.
I mean, you keep people away, certainly. I mean,
I'm not trying to be too scary unless they get,
All right.
too curious. But
So I'm going to give Kestrel a bit of a roll here.
telling people to mind their business.
Burke says to Kestrel,
Yep.
save the contents, if you can. Bassinet's in there.
You see him stiffen as he's he starts to say something but stops mid sentence. Burke, I'm what?
Her body is. There's also hearts. Of Warforged.
I assumed.
And a child.
Yes, your collection of trophies, of course. My wife. You found her?
Her body.
When?
I don't know. It was presented. I was brass. Soldiers brought it.
Okay. I will do my best, but if you have an open hole between the planes where your extra-dimensional space should be, there may not be much left in you.
Go fishing.
Did you find her in the future or before? Was she in you when we were together?
In the future.
Means she's still here then.
Somewhere.
Okay. Sure. And he will attempt to mend what is within you. He takes out a number of different tools, which Burke, you vaguely recognize, and anybody else watching would not. There's a weird, looks like hooked catch. There's a tool with a handle, and it looks like a little trigger pistol that has a hook. And then as you pull, and you can see Kestrel pulls the trigger, a small metal rod extends, detaching a catch underneath Burke's breastplate, allowing that to detach from his chest. It's not comfortable, but Kestrel's worked on you a lot of times. You're certainly older than him, but in a lot of ways, younger too. He's taken you apart and put you together enough times that even if you had your memory, it's hard to know which parts of you are original. Removes your chest plate, and Burke, you can't really see what he's doing. It's kind of an awkward way to look down, but he reaches down, removes several pieces of you, places on the table next to him, and looks at you and says, "Wish me luck," and climbs into your abdomen. Completely.
Burke's definitely not the type to actually watch himself getting operated on.
I didn't think he would be. I think he'd be. My assumption would be he finds other things more interesting. But Kestrel climbs inside. And is there for a while. Several hours go by. Burke, it's hard to tell for you sometimes, because there's times like this, you just... Where do you go when you have nowhere to be, when you're on standby, when you're just standing guard? What does Burke do in times like this?
I mean, when you have all the time in the world and you're immortal, what do you do?
Yeah.
I figure it's more like meditation than anything else. Where he is trying his best to go blank and just like be as shut down as possible.
Do you let your mind wander, or do you just try not to think about anything?
I think it's more of an exercise of trying not to think about anything.
Okay. Give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Sure. Rolled a 1, 4 total.
At times like these, when you do your best to attempt to blank your mind and think about nothing, you've been doing it for no one really knows how long. Doesn't always quite work. in these hours that you're being worked on, you find yourself drifting through your own memories, detached as they are.
Yeah, your dreams get weird when you have a stomachache.
Sometimes. See an old friend of yours in a lost memory. I turn to you and request that you No, that's not the memory you see. What you see is you and Bassinet. Walking hand in hand to meet your oldest friend. You enter a small cabin on the edge of a forest. Close the door behind you. You and Bassinet walk in. Pull us beside a trap door and head down several flights of stairs. Well, a ladder that goes down the equivalent of several flights of stairs. Your friend is there. Thank you, Burke. Thank you for what you are doing, for bringing your brethren back to me.
It only
Your friend.
seems
Go ahead.
only seems correct to me.
They look at you sadly. Yes.
I do want us to survive.
They reach their hand up to you and caress your shoulder and cheek.
Burke fully leans into it.
They say, sleep. And you freeze. Your friend turns to Bassinet. Bassinet looks concerned. What did you do? Stop. Why? Stop. Your friend holds out their hand. Freeze. And Bassinet does so. She takes out a tool similar to the one that Kestra was using on you and opens up her chest and removes her heart and places it on a desk. You see there's a number of amulets. Unfinished. Each that looks like it can hold the socket of a heart. With the heart removed, Bassinet falls apart. Literally, not figuratively. And once your friend fixes the amulet, they turn back to you. Burke, take the body of this warforge and place it within you. You found them in a cave outside Hekuktar.
Burke nods.
So they look at you and say, "You must find the rest of your brethren and bring them here to reunite each other." They look at you sadly, once again putting their hand on your cheek. Awaken. Burke, it's good to see you. Shall we play a game of chess and catch up on old times?
That sounds delightful.
Smile at you, pull out an old board, and set up the pieces. The memory fades. You can see, as you look up at the sky, the sun has moved well past noon. Kestrel climbs out of your chest. You did a number on yourself, General.
I fucked up. I know.
I saved what I could. He pulls out Bassinet's faceplate. She was definitely in there. Couldn't find any more than that. But I sealed you up. And you shouldn't be in danger of destroying everyone within a mile radius. That was dangerous. Please be more careful.
I can't guarantee. I'll
Well,
try
Cam.
though.
He goes about reattaching your chest cover.
Good work, soldier.
Thank you, General.
And Burke sits up on the thing and gives Kestrel a big ol' hug.
Good to see you, too. Do you remember when we traveled together and I turned you into... modified your form? He looks a little nervous.
Very little.
Oh, well... Fine. So what's next for you? What are you planning on doing next? Are you gonna go find Bassinet?
Find more Warforged. That's my plan. It's always been. Also, Tyr creates Tyr Forged in the future. They're abominations.
I remember the Master of War was eager at learning about us. He kind of gave me the creeps. Okay. Should we kill him?
Yeah. That's tactical.
All right, General. I'm on it. He stands up and salutes.
Cool. Good. Easy.
Sir. Anything else you need of me? I'd like to see what you've been up to the last 100 years that you jumped into the future, but it sounds like you might not know.
Say it well. Vesper, Talon, Star. They'll tell you.
Yes, sir. Trust them?
I do. They are heroes. God, there's a lot of complicated fucking sentences that I need to get through in 3 words here.
You can do it, Ian. We believe in you.
They'll be legends. They'll become gods.
Sure, that's a good idea. Saw what happened last time. A group like theirs did.
It'll be someone. I like them.
Kestrel takes a long moment and just kind of looks at you, Burke. Sir? You're different.
Harder, better, faster, stronger.
No, sir.
He turns and says, Vesper, Star.
Jog back over.
Right, I was about to say from 30 feet away, we jog back over.
Sure.
I'm not exploded.
Thank God.
Not yet.
You're welcome.
Are you fixed?
Hopefully it was still cathartic for you.
Yeah.
Red as rain. And Burke takes Bassinet's faceplate and hands it to Kestrel for him to keep.
Troll kind of holds it between his hands and looks at it.
We have to
I feel
find...
better.
Yeah, good. Good. We have to find her again, right? Sort of nod at Bassinet's faceplate.
Yeah. Possibly the factory.
We should actually see what that's like right now.
Yes, agreed.
Oh yeah, that really happened.
Is that on the way to Spire from here?
No.
Or is that on the way to
No.
Spire from Tyr?
Unfortunately, it's
That's the way
not.
from Sear. It's going to be straight
Okay.
south from you guys.
Got it.
So, yeah.
I couldn't remember where we were coming from when we found it.
I believe...
I think it was from Tyr to Spire. I think you're right.
Yeah, we were
I
coming
think
from
it
here.
is in...
Or from Tyr to Rosebark, one of those two.
They're both kind of the same. Tyr
You're
is straight
going
south.
Possibly on the way to the Delathe Estates.
No, I don't think so. We might have been coming from the Delathe Estates, which are like just south of the city of Tyr,
Yeah.
going north to back to Rosebark to go back into the Feywild for the second time. I think that's when we found it. So from Tyr to Rosebark on that road.
Correct. It's right. Actually, it's relatively near the capital city of Tyr. I don't remember if
Yeah.
it's within like the Tyr noble family estates or if it's in the Keon. I'll have to take a look at the map, but it's pretty. It's like a day's or two's journey.
It is
I
in the
believe.
tier red.
Thank you. Yep, I was news one of theirs. I'm just doing the map from memory and I'm pulling it up right now.
No, you're good. I'm just looking at it.
It always helps.
Have you ever determined what they made there? Because it was abandoned by the time we found it. Is that where they made the Tyr Forged?
That's where they made the Warforge. No, hold on. No, that was made the Tyr Forge. You're right. Excuse me.
Yeah, I thought that's
So-
what you're... Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not even there yet, probably. At least in the form that we found it in. It might be a factory repurposed to that purpose, but
Mhm. If I recall, it was an old factory that was repurposed to make Tyr Forged.
no idea. Do not remember.
Yeah,
I mean, this was 2.5 years ago, real time. So
it was, and it was something that had fallen on its side.
correct.
Yeah, I remember that part, that it was like a bigger thing that had tipped.
Mhm.
And so it was really hard to get in and out of. But and then we
Hard
almost got
enough.
trapped in it, and then we had to go around the back, and it was a whole thing.
We
But
should.
we should,
We
yeah,
should take a look, though.
at some point, I agree.
Get the lay of the land. Set some traps.
Exactly. Maybe try to set something that will alert us if it ever goes off, meaning somebody else got in. Something like that. But now that Burke feels better, what's our next step? We headed to Spire.
Well, I I think Spire would be the closest stop, unless we wanted to go out of our way now to see the factory.
No, we're gonna have to go south eventually because we're gonna have to go back either to Tia to my home. So
Exactly.
we'll just stop on the way when we decide to go south. But I think
Or I guess if maybe we wanted to make a detour and get more rubies for Rosebark.
Oh,
That's
we
also
should
true.
totally do that.
I sounds like a
Before
fun.
Spire?
I mean, I'm sort of game either way, but I feel like Naladovi isn't pressing, whereas we can actually take. We have things in Spire that are immediately actionable, and we do have a decent supply of gems right now, still, right? At least-
Maybe.
I have another 8, but they're all smaller gems.
Okay.
What are we talking about? Totally. I just got back.
Sorry, we're deciding. Burke is all set. He's had
Thumbs
his
up.
Killer.
tummy ache cured, at least. So we're deciding what to do next, and I think it's between Spire to talk to them or a little side trip to Naladovi to acquire some things. But I actually think Naladovi should wait because we don't want whimsical Willard sniffing around our ankles before we intend to deal with him. So
Yeah, and I suppose that's if Verona
At least more than
can
anybody
use the other gems that I have too. I don't know. I haven't heard from her, but I've
right,
still
she
got a bunch of
hasn't-
stuff.
She hasn't said
Actually,
anything.
while we're talking about it, Sir Stahl will reach into his pack and pull out his little baggie of gems and kind of toss it over to Talon. I think these would go a little bit further for Verona if they came from you.
Oh, sure. I'll still pass on the word that they're from you in the end.
Ah, they're from us.
Fair, fair.
I didn't buy those.
I don't think any of us bought these.
Never bought a gem in my life.
Nope. Found them. Totally found them.
Just found them. They were
were just
lying
lying
around
there on
for
the road.
anybody to take.
Fell off a truck.
Yep.
Exactly.
But I do think that might going and swiping from Naladovi might be a fun thing to do on the way to dealing with Willard when we decide to do that.
That's a good plan.
I like it.
It's between here and his workshop, so
Correct.
Although I personally don't want to go to Spire just yet. There's a couple things I'd like to. Well, I still need to meet with Lord Hartford.
yeah, he's in tier.
Yeah.
So
And he doesn't know that we're back. I guess I should tell him that. Actually, that's a good idea.
yeah, if you want to send him a message, it's possible that once my sister gets back, she's gonna really hate asking to be played fairy, but she can.
That's not a bad idea. Had your sister been ever anywhere near Spire before?
That's a DM question. Vesper will say she doesn't think so, but she doesn't know that because she doesn't know what Alenda's been doing since she's been gone.
Yeah, there was a
So-
good number of years that Vesper wasn't there while Linda was really
Taking over the
becoming
family
yeah,
biz.
exactly, becoming more and more. You know that she's well traveled. You don't expect that she has been to Spire, nor you feel like she would have told you had she been there.
Yeah.
That
She
seems
might
like a
have
big
been
deal.
in Spire country, but definitely not the city itself.
Yeah.
Thank you for making that. That's what I meant to say. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anywhere close is probably better than, not close.
Yeah.
But I guess we can ask her whenever she gets back. Which, do you have an idea when that might be?
She said a day or two. She's taking Mayor Podri and his wife on a tour of this estate. So
Gotcha. Okay.
they'll probably stay the night there and then, or they probably stayed the night there last night and they'll be back tomorrow latest.
Okay. Let me think of what I would tell Lord Hartford. Or maybe we can all discuss that. Because I feel like, I definitely need to talk with him, but I think sort of we all need to. And it feels like it would be better if he came here.
I mean, we can also do that. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask Melinda when she gets back if she can do it twice in the same day or not. I don't know. but-
If it's like an overnight thing we wait or whatever.
Yeah.
But this just feels, I don't know, like a safe place right now.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
don't
I agree.
honestly know if I'm just quite ready to step outside the walls just yet.
We're not in a huge rush, so. Though maybe it's better if we wait a bit until we have some work done on the hall so that he can see it when he comes.
I also don't know how long that's going to take.
Yeah, I guess.
We could show him
That's
some blueprints or
Yeah.
basically what it would look like, though, and where it would
Yeah.
go, I guess.
I mean, that works too. Definitely show him the land, the area, and the blueprints.
Yeah.
He can, if he wants input on it, I suppose. At least some of the blueprints.
Yeah. Only
Yeah,
some of
yeah.
them. Do we have those? Or do we need to do that also?
I know we spent one evening like starting it, but I doubt we
Right.
have anything concrete yet. So maybe we actually spend a couple of days doing the sketches and stuff until everybody gets ready to actually start work and is back, and we can talk to them and figure out a plan.
That
Yeah,
sounds
that's-
reasonable.
that's a
My
great
assumption was
idea.
you guys have kind of got a general idea about the size that you want to do. And with that information, Verona has started to make room within the city's walls by expanding the walls to make a building of that size, but you have not, at least in game and canon yet, determined the exact layout that's going to be. So,
Right.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Take some time to do that and, figure out. Okay, so like I'm thinking, and I look around. There's really just no one but us here, right?
In the workshop that you guys are at?
Yeah.
I mean, within earshot, there's several other, there's several other people that are working on stuff. A couple people that have stopped to kind of peek, at least while Kestrel was working, by jumping inside a warforge. That definitely caused some people to stop by for a minute, but there wasn't much to see, especially as Vesper's kind of chasing them away. You have a bit of privacy, but it's not like it's deserted. There are people still working.
Yeah, maybe we should
Probably
talk.
pretty loud in here, though, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
I
they're
mean,
working. It's
those,
ping, ping.
Yeah.
there's
Hiss.
pings, lots, hiss, quench, fire. Fuck. A couple of that every once in a while. Be careful.
Yeah, maybe
We can go back to the
Yeah.
manor if you. Yeah.
Kestrel folds up these tools back into its little matchbook-sized box and looks at them very reverently and hands them back to Sir Star. I'd keep careful hand on those.
I have, so far. You are the only one outside of our group that knows I have these.
Maybe best to keep it that way.
Keep what way? Sir Star gives him like a little smile.
Mm-hmm. And he kind of smiles at you, and he kind of leans in, and he says, "You break his heart. You have to deal with me."
That's fair. I'm glad he has someone else looking out for him.
As do I. And he kind of gives you a nod of respect, but like warning.
Eh, in my experience, Warforged hearts are much easier to steal than they are to break.
He stiffens at that.
Vesper chuckles.
So does Stella. Oh.
Does Kestrel? So Burke just has a face plate that doesn't actually move, right?
Right.
And Kestrel, you said he smiles. Does he have
Yeah,
like an
right.
animated face?
Kestrel
moves?
has done a lot of custom work on himself.
Yeah. It doesn't mean this is typical of Warforged, but it would be. I'm
Mhm.
asking if it's different from
Yes.
Burke's.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. Kestrel actually has full range of facial features and motions. Yes.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's head
I
back.
and we will take good care of him, Kestrel.
You don't respond well to threats.
Kestrel, he's joking. He's not threatening.
You're like, Talon cocks an eyebrow, like, no, man, it's okay. We
He
are actually all
take-
friends here.
He saved our lives many times, and we've saved his.
Good to hear.
We wouldn't let anything happen to him.
He takes his hand off his hammer.
You know somebody
Good.
you haven't seen for a long time who probably isn't actually awake right now, but it would be cool to see him since you called him out. Gets big eyes.
Yeah,
He's here.
he kind of looks. Oh. In the city.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that's a story I think I must hear. I'll see him tonight? Probably tonight.
Probably.
Make our way back.
Okay. Kestrel
Um,
kind of tags along.
Well, on our way, is there anything like a bookshop that might sell basic ass Magic 101 style, books? Anything
Amazing.
like that?
So
Intro to Magical Theory, that kind of thing.
for sure. Let me.
Doesn't have
take-
to be a magical book itself, obviously. Just
No,
I'm
no, no,
talking like
Baby's
a
First
children's
Magic.
textbook. Yeah.
I 100% am picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
Let me quickly
It's
take
a big
quick
enough
look.
city. They might have something.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna definitely find a bunch of stuff. There's a marketplace right in the center of town, around the obelisk. There's a lot of stuff there. There's not. Let me take a look and think if there
my-
would be.
Vesper's instinct would be to first look at a bookseller, and if that doesn't pan out, then at like antique stores, secondhand shops, thrift
Sure,
shops, that
sure.
kind of thing.
Yeah. So there's not a wizard's college or anything.
No, for sure
there.
not. But
Yeah. So what you might find, there is a place called Borson's College. It's kind of a college of crafting, but it's like it's designed more like a university or an academic institution. So you would assume there's a lot of books there, and there may be some tangentially related stuff because they're more focused on like the physical application of magic to create physical objects versus the theoretical of not theoretical, but the ethereal essence of how does mana affect the world in a more direct way versus objects that interact with mana. Does that make sense? You're looking for a
I'm
more
looking
basic.
for arcane magical books. So yes,
There may
Or
be some
books
there.
on basic ass arcane magic that
Sure.
they might have.
I would probably honestly just check the market, the open market. That would be your
Sure.
best bet to find a book.
Then I'm gonna
Give me an investigation roll.
stop there on my way home and see if anybody else wants to come. They obviously can, but you don't have to do a whole thing.
No, just give me an investigation roll.
What's my investigation? +4. I'm gonna use another maneuver, spend another superiority die. This one is called Tactical Assessment. When you
That's
roll
the name, perfect.
investigation, insight, or history, you can add a d10.
Sounds great.
So that is 11 on the d20, plus 6 on the d10 for 17, plus 4 for 21.
Good, excellent. You find as you kind of poke around this marketplace, there's all sorts of knickknacks that are for sale. There's little food stalls. There are different sorts of goods, whether they're clothing, small toys. There are knife sharpening services. It is just a kind of a bazaar of different goods for sale. You do find a couple of kind of miscellaneous vendors that are selling some books, and as you spend some time kind of leafing through them, you see a book called Magic and Me, a introductory work into the arcane arts for for first year wizards. It looks like it's heavily drawn in. There seems to be notes on most of the pages. There, as you flip through it, there's like a page or two missing. It looks like a well-worn, if somewhat abused, textbook. You also find one of Mommy, how does the broom fly? It's a children's book, a series of stories and fables about kind of written in more of a bedtime story, kind of rhyming about magic and how it works. And so that's definitely the most elementary volume you're able to locate.
I'm going
So
to
those are the
pass
two.
on that one, probably.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'll take... Well, first I'm going to leaf through the other one, and based on the notes, does it look like the notes are related to the text in a way that makes it look legit?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or is it like,
Give me
stupid
an
spell didn't
Arcana.
work?
Give me an Arcana check.
We know about that stuff now.
Yeah.
13 plus 8, 21 again.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, yeah. So what you look at is, I hate to steal from the Potter, but you do see some things. It seems to be notes on ways of small gestural changes, ways that saying, I observe the mana moving this way. It's interesting how it moves more in a linear pattern through patterns of air versus in water. When you move mana, it moves in more of a wave, which is intuitive, but not, intuitive in more of a theoretical sport, but not as much as a practicality. It's surprising that they would do these things.
Yeah,
There are notes
so
on
the
observations.
notes appear to look legit then.
Yeah, it looks to be someone who studied and added things that the book maybe not had as the, kind of a primer, and it looks to be maybe someone who was working really hard to really learn their craft, to understand what they were doing. Yeah, definitely a student who was very, very dedicated.
I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. It'll cost you a gold.
I haggle.
Okay. Give me a persuasion roll.
15.
Okay.
5 on the die, plus 10, which
Perfect.
is my bonus.
All right. You get him down to 9 silver.
All right, fair enough.
All right.
He can see I'm too enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
You spent too much time reading it.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't spend an hour with the book if you don't really want to buy it.
Wasn't an hour.
Okay.
But, okay, I'll take it.
Yep. Excellent.
So that I would also, while they were working on Burke,
Yep.
there are a
What are you
couple
up to,
things I
Talon?
wanted to do.
Tell me. Go.
Just buy a bolt of quiver of crossbows or a case of crossbows, 20 for
Sure.
gold.
A magazine of bolts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A quill and an ink,
Mhm.
or ink bottle, 1 ounce, and then
Okay.
sell the studded leather armor that I have, the regular studded leather.
Okay. All right. Well, you're gonna be net positive on that one.
Yeah, I don't know how much though it sells for.
Yeah. You're probably gonna get. Let me take a look real fast.
It's 45 in cost. I don't know what it would sell.
Yeah.
for.
You'll be offered 20 for it.
Yeah, sounds
and
great.
so, what's up?
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay, great. So you take the 20, and then minus the you said the ink, the quill, and what else were you, and the
Yeah.
bolts.
It'd be
So I
11
believe-
gold and 2 copper.
Yeah, that sounds right. And so so you'll be left with a net positive of 38, 9 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
38 gold, 9 silver, 2 copper. Nope, 8 copper.
8 copper. Yep.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, perfect.
Thanks.
All right, of course. And you guys head back to Hartford Hall. Starting to get into the early afternoon. Well, a little bit later afternoon.
Lunch.
Lunch it is.
Vesper's gonna go seek out Zeus
Okay.
and get him excitedly talking about the book that she just found. And because he's a divine guy, but he's also kind of an arcane guy, right?
Yeah.
So he's
And
got a lot of
also-
academic knowledge of the arcane,
He absolutely does.
at least. And so she's gonna go to him and be like, "Can you help me?"
He is going to immediately look at the book. He goes, absolutely. And he pulls out his toolkits and he goes, well, we have to first redo the binding. Oh, the pages are missing. We'll have
Zeus.
to
No.
No?
I mean, maybe that too, but can you go over some of this stuff with me? I mean, the actual content of the book.
Oh, of course. I'm so sorry. I assumed you brought me a damaged book to repair because I repair damaged books. And
Honestly, it's been so long since we've had to have you do that I forgot, and that I apologize for. And if you want to rebind this one, you're welcome. I think it's missing some pages.
Honestly, I'd love to. It's been ages since I've been able to properly give a book some love. Yes.
But I'm actually interested in the contents of it.
Of course. What would you like to know?
What's this mean? And she points to like the third word in the table of contents, and just we'll sit with
and
him
then,
for
right.
if he'll, he's a teacher, so she's gonna ask
certainly.
him to teach her about magic stuff.
I love that as a cutaway. What does this word mean?
Yeah,
That refers to, and then
that's a ley line, Vesper. Okay.
it's a ley line. It is a one of the fundament. Oh, this is not the first book you should be reading if you're okay. And then he starts like giving you some
He
prerequisites.
pulls out a well-worn copy of that same children's book she overlooked. Like, God damn it.
Well, you've gone through this, of course, but then here, so then gives you kind of a bit more of a basic understanding.
Yeah.
Doesn't have no. He does have his extra dimensional library with him.
He
of
does
old
have.
books.
He has some of it. He doesn't have all of it, but he has
No.
a good. He has his favorites.
I will give him a roll to see if he's got something that you could use. Okay. I'm afraid I don't have exactly what you need on me, but I can help to try to fill in some of the gaps. And so he begins to have a discussion with you about mana, the way it works in the world, what ley lines are, the quick and dirty, because we don't have to roleplay this whole thing.
No. This is the first lesson of many in whatever
Right.
time we're gonna spend here. So
Certainly. Okay. So what you get from Zeus is the discussion of magic exists in everything, in every piece of the world, living, animate, inanimate. Even some philosophers believe it exists in concepts and ideas, and it's what the gods are made of. To be able to command the forces of creation of the world itself, you must understand where it comes from and begin to see the structure of it. And he kind of picks up a small rock off the floor. Well, this is made of mana. It's not the same that is made within you or I. These are solidified into unmoving lattices, which is why this object is not alive. It is not fluid, it's moving. What we can do, and he kind of makes a gesture, and the rock transforms, is shift those lattices to create new structures. He takes the rock and kind of dissolves it, and turns basically turns it into a small flame. Transform it, or and then takes the flame, snuffs it out, or redistribute it somewhere else in Alaemyr. And that's kind of how he starts to give you lessons about what is mana, how it works, things of that nature.
I take out a journal-sized notebook bound in like a sort of a rosy pink color, and I start taking notes.
Cool, awesome. Just for fun, give me an Arcana check right here.
It's a me.
It's still a
19
you.
plus 8, 27.
Okay, I will take a note of that for no particular reason.
He teaches me magic, and I make sure he eats.
It is an equitable trade, to
It
be
is.
sure. All right. Okay. Did I roll a 26?
27.
27. Beautiful. Love it. Okay,
Almost
awesome.
as good as I could roll.
Almost as good. Okay. You guys head back. I believe Vesper has a working lunch that her and Zeus work together on kind of understanding more about the fundamentals of magic.
Nice.
Talon, you go do a little shopping, get yourself a nice inkwell.
Yeah.
And some, and a magazine. Burke, you And Kestrel probably go get a nice bite to eat, a glass of wine, go see a show.
Right, sure.
Yeah, exactly. And Sir Star? Seems like your friends are busy during lunch.
I must.
You
Sir
can
Star
come to a magic
actually-
lesson if you want to.
Oh no, Sir Star goes to see his new buddy, Priest David.
Oh, you and Dave take lunch together.
Dave.
Do you have
Mhm.
anything you want to discuss?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, geez, yeah. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, he appears back at the temple and walks up to Priest David and says, "New things abound. We must speak privately."
Well, I'm just about to break for. He kind of looks up at the sun. A snack? Would you care to join me for some tea?
Oh, I would love that.
And he kind of gestures for you to head into his room.
And once we move into a private space,
Sure.
he will pull out the book. And I can't remember, player-wise, did the 20 pages fade back to blank, or they stayed?
You did not see them fade.
Cool.
Though as you look at them now, this is the next day, they do seem to be lighter than they were yesterday. But they are still visible.
Okay. Cool. So he'll pull that book out and set it on the table and kind of slide it over to Priest David. And he'll say, This is the book. It's a journal from the champion of Sebra. But this book absorbs magic to reveal writing, and my comrades and I are not exactly as magically inclined as this book would necessitate. We were only able to reveal the first 20 pages, and I was wondering if you could help reveal more.
I just checking through my notes. I realized that the book actually does not have anything else written on it. It did fade completely before you were back here. I apologize.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
My bad.
Make a note
I want to
of
make sure
that.
we got that right.
So it faded back to blank last night.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Sometime between the time when you went through it and today, you look through it, and once again, it's a blank book. The only major noteworthy identifying feature was that symbol on the back, the stylized compass rose, with those 4 objects in each corner, which was.
No, you're good.
Mhm.
Let's see. None of those would work. So with it being faded, then Sir Star would say, darn. At least last night, we were able to read the first 20 pages. It seems to have faded. I wonder if I can get some of it to come back. And looking at what I have access to is not much. Sir Star is gonna take 10. Oh wait, hold on. Any of what I have can work. How about... Okay, cool. Sir Star will burn a first level spell slot and try to cast protection from good and evil into this book.
Okay. You see that the magic coalesces in your hand, and as you cast it, rather than creating an effect that you would normally expect, the book kind of consumes it and leaves kind of a faint impression of lines on their pages, but nothing shows up like it did last night.
You see, I don't at this time possess magic strong enough to reveal enough of the words. We need to know where to go next.
What did the book say?
The champion of Sebra was finding artifacts, powerful artifacts that I need to find and keep from falling into the wrong hands.
Was she an agent of the note?
I don't know yet. But that is quite the curious question.
Our Lord wanted this book to to keep some knowledge away, or to gain some knowledge for himself?
This book is but a piece of a puzzle that I have been tasked with figuring out, finding and piecing back together, if you will.
So start from the beginning. You found it and cast some magic upon it. It revealed... What?
It revealed 20 pages, and this is the champion's personal journal. From what we had access...
Which champion?
The champion of Sebra. Sorry, I thought I said that. The champion of Sebra.
Oh. I'm sorry if you did. I was distracted because I have never before held an object by our father. Dictated to be held.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. While they're speaking, after the protection from good and evil was done, Sir Star is just going to start trying to cast Locate Object on this book to see if that reveals the same. He's really just trying to show Priest David the effect that's happening here.
Right.
The different levels that happen to kind of make that point of like, I need higher shit.
And please, sir, Dave is more than formal enough. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Priest Dave.
Yeah. So you cast several spells into this thing, and once again, it's just the faint impressions of lines, not even enough to make out any words. Just like it seems to take in the magic and reveal a scribble, a line here and there, a faint impression of a curve, but it's nothing that's really able to help you figure out what is said here. Do you recall the spell?
Go ahead.
Do you recall the spell that you guys cast last time?
I don't recall the exact spell. I think it was a 3rd level spell, though.
It was a 4th level spell. I believe it was...
Oh, yeah.
Transmit... Stone Shape, thank you. Stone Shape.
We were able to cast Stone Shape into it to reveal the 20 pages. I assume I need at least that, or a different method of revealing text, if you would know of any. I don't know who set the champion on this task, but they had found the first artifact, a circlet with great power and great consequence.
Well, has our father tasked you with recovering more than just the circlet?
He has tasked me with recovering all of them, or as many as I can. They must not fall into the wrong hands. And this puzzle will be instrumental in the greater battle to come.
I'm afraid I do not have access to magics of this, not access to shape the very stone of the earth. Or do I have any access to anything that powerful? But I hesitate to offer to show this to anyone else.
I would prefer not.
As would I.
I have other avenues I will be able to explore.
There is another member of the Note that does come here occasionally that may have access to much more powerful magics. When they arrive next, I will introduce you.
Thank you.
But you were able to cast the spell yesterday. How did you do so?
Oh, it wasn't me. I said we. It was one of my comrades. And we have one more that might have access to some powerful magics. But I couldn't not include you in this discovery.
Certainly. So... I will do what I can. Sir Knight, what would you ask of me? Do you require assistance? Place to store the items?
For
If you
now,
need-
nothing else. You've been of great help already, and I won't hesitate to ask again.
Thank you, Sir Star. And he kind of caresses the book for a moment before handing it back to you. Thank you for letting me behold this object. It's always powerful to see our Lord's touch upon the world.
He works in mysterious ways.
Him more than
And
most.
There will be more artifacts to come.
When you
Sorry, what was that?
When you
Oh.
do, I would love to see them. And if you need a safe place to store this, if you are going somewhere not safe, I can offer you such a place.
Thank you. But I would prefer not to place undue danger on you. I have some safe spaces that I could use. Thank you, though. I might spread some of them out.
Be careful.
And same to you.
Make sure any place you store it has protection against divination. This object does already not contain such a power.
If
But
these
of course, you
objects
know
are
best.
hidden from him, I believe they're going to be quite hard to find.
I would never be one to speak ill of our father, but his power comes not from his might, nor from his magic, but from his knowledge. He does not contain any prescience, as some gods of fate may.
How dare you get smoke? I kid.
The color drains from his fucking
Bye, Dave.
face, and I'm ready for you, father. Come embrace me.
Friend, don't be quite so eager to meet him. It'll come in time. I'm
Don't
sorry.
s-
I
don't-
couldn't help but jest.
Don't send me to detention. Yeah.
I have had a lack of laughter in the last few weeks. I couldn't help myself.
He takes a breath and kind of gives you a chuckle, one that he doesn't feel, but he thinks you want, and he is now scared of you. Of course.
Is there anything I can do for you?
He steeples his hands and looks a little pensive.
Actually,
Yes.
I wonder if you might want these. And out of his bag, he'll pull 2 other books and set them on the table and slide them over. And
What
they
are
are
said books?
the books of Shar and Alaemyr.
Ooh.
Holy texts that Sir Star had found.
Right. And he kind of looks them up. Holy books of other deities. I can certainly hold on to these for you.
Oh,
Is there-
I will want those back. This is purely for your knowledge and reading pleasure.
Kind of looks at you and kind of searches your face for a moment and then nods slowly.
But you were about to say something. Please, go on.
Now I have forgotten. What was he about to say? Oh, right. What you're asking what he can do for you.
Yes.
While it may seem a bit counterintuitive, our other church has been quite bereft of patrons these last several months. It makes my job much more difficult if we do not have a large number of people coming in and out.
You mean for the front of house?
For the Lord Alaemyr, of course.
Of course. And Sir Star's hand goes to the symbol of Alaemyr that's on his chest.
Exactly, champion. It would be beneficial if you could spread teachings of Alaemyr to have our halls once more filled with parishioners to him.
That is something I am happy to help with. I have started an organization. A small brotherhood, if you will. I
What's
call
up?
them the Brotherhood of Progress. And their directives are to bring quality people to Rosebark. Invite them, if you will.
You could bring more of them within these walls? And let me know if any
Absolutely.
that are particularly devout. It gives you a significant look. I would appreciate it. It would be good to have more of those looking to be closer to the divine within these walls once again.
We will be a good face for you, brother. And inspiring the love of Alaemyr.
He smiles, gives you a nod,
Sir Star gives him a smile back.
and he, it gives you a farewell greeting in the traditional Illyrian priestly fashion, which, through your many decades of training, know very well by now.
He returns it.
Alaemyr or Asilo?
Oh shit, am I saying your name wrong?
It's the Temple of Asilo that is here. That you're at. I'm not trying to be a jerk.
No, no,
I'm looking
I
at the map
had
that's right here in front of
looking-
us.
I'm looking at my notes right now.
Oh,
I think
that is the temple in Rosebark.
Oh no, there should have been a temple
be
to Alaemyr here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If it
sorry.
says
that's
to Asilo,
that's my
that's
face.
wrong. Yeah.
So the name changed
Apologies.
at some point in time?
Yeah, the name did change. I'm so sorry. I've been doing a bunch of world building and updating a bunch of stuff, trying to bring everything together.
Asilo is still a god, just not
Yep.
that one.
Protection and strength, which is also something Sir Star definitely goes into
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
and uses.
Apologies, Peercy. I've been doing a
it's all right.
ton of world building and
Yeah,
on my off
last
hours.
when we were given the original doc, Asilo was this temple because that's what was another god from a different place that was renamed.
Right.
How about
right.
how about we just say that this is a silo instead of
No.
having to change the map? No.
Yeah,
No, they changed the map.
that'd be-
Whatever's
that'd be great,
easier.
actually.
They're close enough. Like I'm fine with this being a silo.
Uh,
Priest David now worships a silo, but that's on you. You're the DM. Do what you want.
I can go through this. You know what? Let's go over this during break. This would be a great
Fair,
time for a short
fair.
rest. And I'll try to rectify this problem. But yeah, you guys have a significant conversation with a lot of inference and not a whole lot of substance. But a very clear understanding has been made about
Yep.
moving another goal for the Brotherhood of Progress to once again bring more faithful into the Temple of and as well through the to also have them strengthen those in the Order of the Silent Notes, the Professor's Secret Church. Beautiful. So, with that, I think we'll take a short rest. If y'all are bored during a rest, please remember that there are our links down just below. You can just take a peek and see what we've been up to beforehand. If you check out our website, there's a heck of a awesome compilation of what's happened in the before we started up on our live stream. But we will see you guys soon. See you guys in about 15 minutes. Thank you so much. Welcome back, mortals and monsters. Hope you had a wonderful short rest. Last left our heroes. We were figuring out how the heck my own pantheon worked, which is always a good thing to have. And we have all determined that we are at the temple of Asilo, not the temple of Alaemyr. So that's where Dave works. And
But is this really Dave?
Shifty Dave.
Shifty fucking Dave.
Dave. Absolutely. Yeah.
Named in a bout of panic.
Yeah, I do appreciate that about like it's that thing that's true in every kind of fantasy thing that you have these really complicated fantasy names with Y's in them for no flipping reason, and then you got Ran, and then you got Dave, and then you got Richard, and then you got just a normal ass name.
Oh,
Dave
I
is
have-
my
Trip's page is called Aerith and Bob, for those of you wondering.
What's up?
So the TV Tropes page is called Aerith and Bob.
Is it really? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's
I
very
like it a
funny.
lot.
I have in my notes it's spelled Dayve.
Perfect.
Of course it is.
A little bit of something.
I mean,
Yes, it
I just have it written in my notes as Dave.
Daeve.
I mean-
like Dayve.
You know what? Dave is not going to correct you if he doesn't see you write it, so it's going to be fine.
Never asked him.
Dave.
How do you spell that? Shut up. Yeah. Dave. All right, I have his character sheet, and yeah, it has his spelling, but you know what? It's going to be fine. However you guys want to spell it.
E.
I'm the one who has issues with figuring out how to pronounce stuff, so we're going to keep it easy for me. Yeah, y'all spend your day just kind of catching up a little bit. From here, where'd y'all go? Let's see here. I was grabbing lunch.
Sir Star
Dave.
brings the journal to Zeus to see if Zeus has higher level magic.
What are you looking for? Oh, right. That journal, not the prayer books. Yeah. Zeus. Let me pull up the Zeus character sheet. The Zeus has the book that we need. I know that Talon had it in his circlet. He was able to cast it through an item.
Yep.
Yeah.
Zeus does have access to that spell,
Oh, that's right. Totally forgot.
which is
Yes.
why Talon has the circlet.
Yep.
Because Zeus is like, I can just do this now.
Right.
Totally right. Yeah. Zeus just straight up has
Stone shape.
stone shape. I keep wanting to say transmit earth, and I know that transmute earth. That's not the right spell. My brain's just
Sixth
not.
level transmutation spell. That's what we're going to use to dig out our basement.
I mean, that's
Yes.
something that's really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Saves weeks of construction.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Zeus has that spell. Nathaniel, Sir Star.
Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking.
No, you're good.
Timing is weird. Nope, he's not going to do anything about it.
Oh, good.
He would essentially, he would still go up and show Zeus
Yeah.
the journal, and explain how the journal works. And as he's explaining that, he would say, "You are free to cast magic into this if you just want to see it work for yourself. But the words will fade before tomorrow. I need to find more powerful magic. Or maybe you know of another way to reveal the words."
So, bringing Zeus, a notorious bibliophile, a puzzle that is a book, an old book filled with secrets.
Right in the puzzle.
Right, like you're, he's going to look at you and say, "Can I have this?"
No.
All right. If you'd like to stand by,
That
I
is pivotal to my mission. Now, once my mission is complete, that could be up for discussion.
Well,
But I'm not even sure then that choice is exactly mine.
All right. Well, I'll do my best.
I'll ask for you, though.
I guess get comfortable. I'm going to attempt to cast every spell I have access to into this book. And he will spend probably the next 30, 40 minutes just casting every single spell he has. Every spell slot he'll spend.
Well,
Star sits at his side, but cautions him
Mhm.
against damaging spells. We haven't tried to exactly burn the book or anything yet. Maybe be mindful of that.
It's definitely got some magical protection on it because we're sitting underwater or near water for a really long time, and it's pristine, as you can see. That might not hold up to explosions and the like, but I will...
yeah, I don't want to cast a fireball.
No,
on it.
no, let's not
No.
find out.
No, we actually know that transmutation spells are the ones that work, and
I
of higher level.
Yeah, I was actually curious if you cast a spell of a similar power but of a different school, if it might reveal different pages.
Tried that.
Yeah,
Similar
yeah,
power. I
try-
didn't try that.
Yeah, similar power.
Mhm.
But
It
tried
will
that
need
school.
a similar power.
Although mending did something, but nothing else did of a lower power, so I still think it's transmutation.
Other magic does work on the book, but I think there is certain magic that works much better.
If you've got like a abjuration, and she's like looking at her notes, like abjuration is magical protection. Okay, and like abjuration spell of similar power, perhaps it wouldn't do anything to the book, but might. Well, it'll tell us something because it'll either do nothing or it will do something.
Certainly. So, as I'm going to be quickly checking over Zeus's spells, what he has access to. Cool. I'm going to give him a roll for this one as an investigation roll. Not bad. So he kind of looks over the book and begins to. The first thing he does is he casts a spell you guys know work. The transmutation spell, Stone Shape, into this book. And he kind of. Actually, it looks like he has access to Arcane Eye as well. So he's probably going to turn. That's not what it does, but I think it does. Never mind. He's gonna, but he is gonna cast Detect Magic, and while that's up, basically look at the book as it is consuming the stone shape spell.
Sir Star preps himself by casting Comprehend Languages.
Brilliant. And
I would like to assist Zeus in his Arcana roll if I can.
Can you see the magic?
sure. Okay.
I am proficient.
Yeah. I mean, sure. Yeah. Let's have that happen. You guys work together. Better yet, Zeus kind of looks at you and says, "Vesper, any? Can you?" He says, "See if you can watch the mana as we're doing this," and he's going to give you advantage, actually.
I can't see mana, Zeus, but I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
This is how Vesper went blind.
Again?
I don't think I've ever been blind before. Well, one of those was a 1, but the other one is a 16 plus 8. So
Hell yeah.
24.
Oh yeah, awesome. Okay, so one of the things that you are checking out as Zeus casts this spell of stone shape into the book is that there is kind of a, think of it like a circle of some sort, right? And that is divided into 4 sections. You notice that as you cast this spell, a quarter of the circle kind of fills up, and that energy that goes into that quarter of that circle then is transmitted into about 20 pages of the book, and ink is revealed. One thing you do notice is that as you're kind of looking carefully with Zeus's help and maybe the help of a helpful detect magic spell, you notice that the that specific spell appears to be a key of some sort. The power and the school of the spell is a key to unlock certain pieces of information. So it appears to be a combination of spell level and school. And that will allow you to access one of the 4 pieces of information that's locked here. And that's what you get as you are doing that.
Okay, I'll write that down. So it seems to me, my becoming trained academic eye, that it's both the strength of the magic and the school of the magic that's allowing these particular pages to be revealed. And that if we can unlock the other portions of it, then we might be able to find. Or rather, if we can land upon the other power level plus school, other portions of the book will be revealed. I think we've got maybe a quarter of it so far.
Very good. That's what I was able to deduce as well. Picking this up quite quickly.
I don't really know what to make of it, but I'm trying to commit it to memory. I think it will be useful.
Okay. So, I have access to a few other spells, a few other schools. Nothing that would cause any damage, of course. Shall we try?
Please.
And
And thank
Zeus?
you.
Of course.
And you're welcome.
Beautiful. All right. Zeus starts by casting a divination for level spell divination on this book. And nothing is revealed. Once again, there are maybe some hints of lines that come in. Transmutation you've already done. Conjuration spell is then cast, a 4th level. And that reveals... Anybody who's watching and can cast Detect Magic, please give me an Arcana check.
Nope.
Nope. Rip.
Peercy?
No, I don't have
Casters
detect.
who?
I don't have detect
Yeah,
magics.
Oh, okay. Well, then Zeus is going to translate for you
Detect
guys.
Magic is on the Paladin spell list, for what it's worth. I don't know if you have it prepared, but it is on
I
the
just
Paladin.
don't have it prepared. And I
Amazing.
also am not trained in Arcana.
Awesome. Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah, well, Zeus kind of
So
looks
Star
around.
is not that type of magic user.
Oh,
That's
no,
all
totally
good.
makes
in the
sense.
Paladin.
No.
Totally makes sense.
Rogue Paladin, probably not the one who's going to be going to study most of the time.
Can I smite the book? I don't know what you want from me.
Sir Star isn't even trained in religion.
Clearly, he's a terrible paladin. Amazing.
Sir Star does what he needs to do to get his shit
He gets
done.
his shit done. Wrap
Instinct,
that shit.
maybe.
Oh, let's go. All right. So, as I'm pulling up this information here. All right. So as you see here on a conjuration, Zeus goes, it appears... No, that's the wrong accent, but we're going to go with it.
Actually closer than the one you were doing before, but go off, I guess.
Well, fuck a duck. It appears that, this spell is not potent enough. Appears a conjuration may be possible, but it's not powerful enough. I'm going to try a spell slightly of a higher school of magic. See here, and he then attempts to cast a 5th level conjuration spell. For those of you who would like to try to roll an Arcana check, you can check what he is casting.
Yes.
Ye-
I'm going to decline to do that because I don't think it's something that I would be at the level to do yet.
I would agree.
Unless it's something I've seen him cast before.
Not in this way, no.
19.
Okay, so you're able to see that he's casting Teleportation Circle just on this book.
Oh. So nice.
Oh, it's so nice to have access to it. And once again, he goes, it appears that I'm not skilled enough yet to be able to cast the power of spell that we need to, at least not for this. Appears that conjuration is the right school, but it needs to be more powerful. At least for another piece. Kind of let me go through the rest of his spell list, see if he's got anything else. He's got another divination, which does not seem to do anything. Yeah, he goes through the rest of his spells. He casts Abjuration, Divination, and so it seems to be only a Conjuration was something that was needed, but not at a level higher than 5, to put it in game terms.
Are healing spells of the necromancy school?
They are.
Can you try casting a high-level healing spell on it and see if necromancy does anything? I know that sometimes you have magics that, like, you can use small or large amounts of power on, right? So maybe try something that you could use a small amount of power on, but with a large amount of power, and see what happens. That's me telling you to cast Cure Wounds at 5th level.
Oh, I totally get that. I'm just going to say, for ease of roleplay and not having to drag this out, I'm going to pretend he has more 5th level slots than he does, and he does this. And it does appear that, necromancy as well. Not powerful enough yet, but yes, this is another possibility. But another part of a key. So it's necromancy and conjuration are 2 of the different schools that you need at something of a higher level.
Okay.
Zeus is tapped. And all his spells today, he's casting it on a book. His best day ever.
Thank you, Zeus.
I'm sorry I couldn't do more.
Oh, you've done plenty. You've given us a good direction to move in.
Of course. But I do hope that when you are done with this, I get a chance to read. Histories in here is fascinating. See him kind of leafing through some of the pages that have been revealed that are already starting to fade.
Yes, hopefully by that point we'll have figured out how to fully unlock the book.
Be here if you need me.
How many schools of magic are there? There are 8?
There are 8 plus 1.
Right. So by process of elimination, we know that necromancy and conjuration work. Abjuration and divination don't work. Transmutation does work. So that's 3 working, 2 that don't. That's 5. What are the other 3?
Enchantment. Talon just says.
Right. So there's enchantment, evocation, which we are reluctant to try because it involves things going boom.
And illusion.
And illusion. Okay.
I could at least try enchantment.
That would help us eliminate it.
Yeah.
Seduce the book.
I cast Charm Book.
Well,
At what level?
let's try modify memory on the book.
Nice.
5th level enchantment spell.
Changing what's inside of it? How dare! All right. 5th level. I'm sorry. One more time.
Modify memory. Enchantment. 5th
Okay.
level. Action to cast.
Thank you.
Range of 30 feet. Verbal somatic.
Beautiful.
Concentration up to a minute.
Okay. You notice that it also does not reveal anything. So
it's
we
not
can see that
enchantment. It must
enchantment.
be illusion then. Which I could try at a much lower power. Some of my earliest spells are illusion, but well,
Maybe try one of the less powerful ones.
I'll give it a
It'll
shot.
at least tell us if we need more power.
That's
As
true.
it did with necromancy and conjuration.
Well, whips out the Faklugan Bandore and
Oh my.
plays a quick little tune and casts invisibility from the Bandore.
Beautiful.
We lose the book.
It disappears. It disappears. No.
You can cast it on objects.
Yep, that totally does work. But actually doesn't on this book. Once again, the spell is consumed by the book itself, and faint lines also appear. It is not powerful enough, but it seems you've figured out the last school that is necessary.
Good deal. Well, at least some of the mystery's solved.
Right. We don't know how powerful the illusion spell needs to be, but we'll figure that out.
That's a later problem.
Yeah. Now we need to find a more powerful caster.
Again, my sister can do. She may have a little bit more juice than Zeus, so to speak, but not.
Sorry. Sorry, that actually got me.
So we can ask her. Maybe Verona might be willing if we're willing to show it to her. But I don't know who else we want to actually see the book is the other problem.
Right.
I thought about Verona, and I hadn't quite made up my mind about whether I wanted to reveal this.
Yeah, it makes sense.
She has enough on her mind.
Yeah.
Fair.
Anyway.
If we can make friends. Nope. Never mind. We're not going to do that.
I think some of our current or very near future comrades in Spire could help us.
It's like you can read my mind, my friend.
I was going to suggest you, Dad, but then I couldn't remember if he could actually cast spells.
I was
So I didn't say
too.
anything.
I
Yeah.
believe he can.
Okay.
He did at least when we were there.
Yeah, he did. I just couldn't remember how.
Duh.
Yeah.
I would rather start with my own temple.
Right.
Uh,
That doesn't make sense.
Completely
I
fair.
would prefer to keep the secrets within.
But I will say this. My mother, well, she did work with your temple. And I know that he knows that based upon the information in this book that he gave me. So,
I'm sorry, I'm not sure I knew that. I might have forgotten. That's fine. That's fine.
not a must, just a, thing to consider. Also, adding
Yes.
to that.
Okay.
But again, we'll get to Spire when we get there.
Yeah.
We now know what we need to do with it at least, so when we find the right people or get the hex strong enough ourselves to figure it out.
Speaking of the right people, so we have some ideas of who to speak with, where to go, and what we want to accomplish, but not necessarily who should know what.
Mm-hmm.
And I think before talking with some of them, we should have a pretty unified front on what that might be. Like, for instance, Lord Hartford.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea of what to say to him, maybe twice, but I don't know exactly what we want to tell him.
So when we talked to Podri, he seemed to imply that we'd be putting our eggs in Hartford's basket, so to speak, when it comes to the tension around the Tyrian throne, right?
Right.
My guess is, or from my knowledge, Hartford is not much of a fan of the current monarch, though they are of the same house, technically. I think we need to know more about that, if we can. Also, because that may determine how heavily we put our support toward them. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, it does.
how much I need to know.
It does. That's part of what I was going to send to him.
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
know much about Lord Hartford, but given a little time, I might be able to moose a little. Get some rumors, and see how well respected are they, like that kind of thing.
Fairly. I think the main issue is they have no heir currently.
Right. They don't have a solid heir, and they also don't. My understanding of House Hartford, at least, is they have lots of respect, but not a lot of money, not a lot of capital.
Well,
So that limits their influence in one arena.
One thing you said was not quite true. Peercy, give me a history roll.
Sure. So I did spend time at the house.
Mm-hmm. You did.
Well, that's a 9.
Total?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they don't have
think-
any heirs. It's fine.
I was like, I know that Lord Hartford has a daughter. Let me correct that. But for some
Yeah.
reason, I thought she didn't want to rule, or like there was something up with her.
All right.
believe
Vesper, why don't you give me a
she's-
history roll?
Yeah.
I am also proficient
think
in
she's sick.
history. 19.
Yeah. She is the heir. But yeah, there's something going on here that Peercy is correct on. She is sick. It is not expected for her to survive long enough to rule the house. She's not expected to outlive her father.
Lord Hartford is not that old, is he? He's in his 50s?
40s.
Something like that? 40s? Oh, not old at all.
Nope.
There's time yet for him to produce another heir, then.
Operation Dad Bang.
Whoa.
What are you trying to say, Vesper?
No, I'm not trying to imply anything. Let me be really clear about that front. I'm just saying that just because they don't have an heir now doesn't mean that in the next 20 years, in which time we need to make changes, that's not going to be a change. Is his wife still alive? What's up with Lord Hartford's or his partner? I don't know.
No, his wife has passed.
What, is your sister betrothed to anyone?
Oh, and despite her best efforts, no.
Huh.
No, that's another part of the reason that we've got this fucking face shit to do and bargains to make, because I've got a hunch. Anyway, that if we start those wine deliveries again, people might start considering my sister's proposals. But it is an option.
Well, we need to know him a little better. I honestly got a good sense of the family when I was with them.
Yeah.
I don't believe that they're bad people.
No, I don't think so.
But, you know, a little more conversation would be good. I think I'm going to contact him, if
Okay.
you don't mind.
Go ahead. I just do. So here's the actual question, and we're like upstairs and private
Sure.
again.
Oh,
now.
I'm assuming this is
Yeah,
all
yeah.
private.
Yeah,
Either way.
yeah,
Either
yeah.
Zeus's room or one of your rooms.
The fundamental question is, who do we want to tell about the time travel nonsense?
Right.
Versus who do we not?
Yeah,
that's really the delineator here.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too. Like, who gets to know that I'm full on crazy right now?
Mm-hmm.
That I'm a
And
prince.
also that, in a manner of speaking,
Yeah.
not
Sorry, it's difficult.
truly in this timeline, but also
Right.
like your father is kind of elvish nobility, so not kind of. He is definitely elvish nobility, but Spire doesn't have a king. It's just the council, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
It's kind of a meritocracy there.
Yeah.
But with old families.
Right. I'm not necessarily against telling Lord Hartford what happened, but I would like to know his thoughts on the rest of our endeavors before we tell him how we got the information that we have,
Yeah, I agree. Because I think, well, this is something we need to ask Rogers about, but he's asleep right now. We
Mhm.
actually really need to know more about
Not
the
for
rest
much
of the
longer.
Black Doves also.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For now, I think a good story is simply that we encountered powerful magic that allowed us to see the future. That's not a lie. But it's certainly not the encompassing truth either.
And we are in
It's close enough.
Yeah.
that's fine.
So-
I've lied to him before. So, that's good.
Well, I'll do the lying if that makes you feel better.
Oh, it doesn't bother me, really. I
Oh,
just,
yeah,
I did it
thought so.
to protect Rogers. The things that we did for Rosebark, I kind of said it was all me because I didn't want. Yeah, we were, just newly into the whole revolution spy. He's a vampire thing,
sure,
so
sure.
yeah.
We didn't know what the fuck was going to come of it yet.
Right. But I still have to remember that that's probably a taboo thing amongst most people in Tier, so.
Yes.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
also may have access to people who can magically get him to Rosebark, and we don't have to like provide transportation. Like, I wasn't thinking about that, but he's well connected.
Possibly. That's something I plan
Can
to have a
ask.
pseudo conversation with magic.
Yeah.
Because I can cast this a few times. He may not be expecting that, but it will at least make him think I'm more capable than he imagined.
Yeah, I don't think it can hurt.
Well, I don't want to bother you guys from discussing further. It will only take me moments to do this, so yeah.
If you want to go ahead, I think, depending on what he says, we can sort of formulate the next part of our
Oh, that's a good plan.
process.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you know what he says.
Okay.
All right. So Talon gathers a short piece of fine copper wire, begins sort of rolling it in his hand to get it warm, and then flips it into the air, says a few words that few people understand except maybe Zeus, and casts sending to Lord Hartford and says,
what'd he say?
This is Talon. We're in Rosebark. I wish to speak with you about the diplomatic position as well as some other stately matters. When? That's 25 words. I'm going to send it to you, so if you would like to reply to me in text.
Yeah, that's right. I can send you a message and let you know what they say. Perfect. Thank you much. You do that, and if you guys, I'll formulate that and send it back to you.
And I would have said that out loud to the room also.
Mhm.
It should be just a moment. Kestrel, we tried to do this to you when we were in the future.
Yeah, we got some sort of fucked up message about Undernation or dwarves or maybe dragons. It was hard to tell what the word was.
And I guess we also don't know what point in time you were replying to us from.
Yeah.
Kind of
It's-
replying to us from.
A pretty good thing that we actually deterred you from whatever the fuck was going on with those ships, because you were going to go missing. So, one little change of the future at a time.
Kestrel and Burke have both been just like sitting there in the corner poking at the Warforged bodies. Not particularly listening to you guys and just like discussing like who the fuck these were and how they're fucking weird.
Yeah, that's some big stuff. We'll not worry about later. It's probably not important. Sorry, just looking at the calendar right now.
No, you're good. During that time, though, Sir Star would start a conversation with Burke.
Yep.
Burke, are you feeling any less conflicted about these Warforged?
Conflicted.
You said you felt conflicted when I asked you last night.
They are anomalies. So I'm conflicted.
Anomalies how?
They are old. They are
As are you?
older than, maybe?
These are older than you.
Yeah. And he'll look over towards Kestrel to confirm.
Star's mouth is just slightly open. Oh. I don't know why. I thought you were one of the first.
I
He
am.
is.
Oh.
Said in unison, which is very good.
That is an anomaly then.
And more than a little troubling.
Timey-wimey?
Sorry, I was trying to message. I don't think the age of the metal is what's concerning here. These are less complete than Burke or I. Think these may have been a prototype.
They're like tear forged.
Couldn't speak to that. That's after my time.
Is there any way you can find out who created them?
No. There's serial numbers. That's it, though. What's my number? Burke turns to Kestrel and asks.
101.
Huh.
Makes sense.
Huh.
The first 100 needed their hearts replaced. You were the first, so you were the 101st.
We should really go check out that weird thing in the basement of the, or I guess in our labyrinth in Tier. Damn, we should really go back to Tier too.
We do need to go back to Tia at some point.
So he asked, he said he's busy over the next several days, and how is Soliday, and shall he head to us? I don't know what day it is.
Sorry. Today is the 25th of Flame.
No,
It is Sever Day.
Cool.
Yep.
Tell it-
Soliday is
asking
Oh,
in character,
sorry.
though. He legit doesn't know what day it is.
Sorry. Didn't know that was Talon talking. Thought that was
Yes.
Peercy. My
Nope.
bad.
It's the 25th of Flame, so Soliday would be in how many days, DM? I don't know the
Six.
names of the day of the week.
6 days.
So Soliday would be in 6 days.
6 days.
I kept the Saturday and Sunday 2 S's at the end of the week, so hopefully that helps.
Perfect.
Sever Day is the 7th day.
I would guess it's fine if he comes here, but that's
Yeah.
how long of a trek from Tier?
Well, if he's implying he can be here on the 6th day, then I assume that's magical travel, as the trip took us 2 weeks.
All right. I'll
But
let him
we've got-
know that's great,
Yeah, we've got no rush.
and then give us time to speak with the Heartkeeper.
Mm-hmm. They'll give us time to do the blueprints. My sister should be back by then, so we can start laying the groundwork.
Yeah. Okay, great. I'll let him know that works, and thank him for his something.
Mm-hmm.
Make him pour something. Love it.
Would be the next. Oh no, it'd be the last day of the month then.
Correct. The
wouldn't it?
31st.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Last day of Flame.
Mm-hmm.
Look at us using calendars and timelines. Jazz. Cool. All right. So it's getting kind of towards evening. You've spent quite a bit of the day. Sun should set in the next half an hour or so. Giving you a heads up in case you want to talk to your undead friend in the near future. It's getting right on towards dinner time. Sun dips low in the sky. Once again, the slight warmth that came from the sun is beginning to be chased away. It appears, if we look closely at the Weather Channel app that we have here, that the light misting is still persistent. Doesn't appear to be breaking up anytime soon. But it's light, so it's, well, similar to the weather we've had here in San Diego the last several days.
Blech.
Pretty much. Gray and wet, not like debilitating, just like depressing.
But like the shitty rain that's not true rain, it's just really intense misting, so
Yeah,
you just can't
exactly
see
that.
anything. Sucks.
Yeah, it's not great. It's a good day to stay indoors and, go tinker with a Warforged. Or, 3.
Well, Rogers should be up shortly. Do you want to get some dinner and then talk to him?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Guys,
On the way,
Good.
Oh, go ahead.
everybody at once now. On the way out, I'm gonna pause and put a hand on Kestrel's shoulder and just say, "Is there anything that we can get you? Is there anything you need?"
Hey. No, I'm good, Vesper. Thanks. It's nice to catch up with one of my kind. No offense. Just
No, none taken. You've known each other a long time, so I can only imagine it's nice to actually be able to communicate.
yeah. The old Burke was more of a emotional support doll than the general here. It's good to have him mostly back.
Yeah. Good. Well, let us know if you do need anything. We've got money, we've got space, we've got
actually,
all kinds of things.
Chessboard, if you got one.
I'm sure I can track one down.
Thanks.
I will go get dinner and then scrounge a chessboard from somewhere.
Cool. Very good. Your dinner.
I will
Good.
cast Sending
Peercy.
again.
Okay.
Pull out the
We-
copper wire, roll it again, throw it, say the words, and Lord Hartford, thank you for your generosity. Meeting in Rosebark would be most beneficial. The coming solo day would be excellent. Do you need a ride? And ride is in like ride.
Right. It says I can manage to, or you want for. I can send it to you directly and let you respond to it. We can just do it that way. All right, we'll do that.
Getting dinner. It's probably soup again.
Masked dinner is important. I mean, it's either that or boiled and unsalted and peppered carrots. So that's
Could
also
be
an option.
chili this time. I don't.
Huh.
Yeah, that's what we ate yesterday for lunch. Awful.
Birthday
Oh.
meals.
Unseasoned boiled carrots or steamed carrots. Let me tell you.
I mean, it could have
but
been
like,
microwaved. It could have been microwaved.
They could have been microwaved like frozen carrots, but it was like a whole ass cup of them too.
I will not. I will not say the establishment to protect the guilty, but
Right.
I was given a straight cup and a half of just straight up carrots and like 4 slices of zucchini,
4 little zucchinis. Yep.
a like pinch of romaine lettuce, and a Morningstar bean patty covered in barbecue sauce. Wild meal. Wild meal.
Vesper.
Alan.
He said he can manage, but if I can make it happen, to me, he'd like to see it.
Okay. when my sister gets back. Hopefully tomorrow. I will ask her. If not, oh no, she's got 6 days. If I've got 6 days to convince her, I can convince her of pretty much anything.
I can help. I can totally help.
You absolutely can help. She likes
Give
you.
me
I know
that
she
back.
does.
Your sister's
Yeah.
great. I do like your sister too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Yeah, sounds good. I'll meet you downstairs in a second. Thanks.
Okay.
You know, it shortly there after the sun sets, dips behind. Still some quite a bit of rose in the sky. Roger comes down, bit of a yawn, and stretching.
Real quick before we jump into that conversation, because I think this is going to be quick. Sorry.
Cutting me off mid yawn. That is the
I'm
worst evil.
Sorry, we didn't hear it.
Okay, well, I felt it.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
I only heard that. Now you're gonna yawn for real.
Yeah. You blew up my yawn. It's really painful. All right, what's
Yep.
up? Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Do your thing.
Thank you, VTube models. I'm not watching the stream in my current tab, but I'm sure that's great. Fuck, what else was I gonna say now? God fucking damn it. Okay, what I know, having grown up a tier adjacent and spent a decent amount of time there, does tier
Right.
have like a quote unquote public teleportation circle? Or like somewhere that somebody of moderate importance could go to get a teleportation circle, or are they generally things that are only for private use? Like, would like the local college have one, or maybe like the marketplace? It's a really big metropolitan city.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Give me a history roll.
I'm gonna add a superiority die using tactical whatevers.
Heck yeah. You use them
Oh,
dice.
and I needed it because I rolled a 3 on the d20, but a 9 on
Oh.
the d10 for 12 plus 8 for dirty 20.
All right, you roll a 3 and you get a dirty 20. All right, I'm fucking here for it. Well, nice job. Nice
Features.
job. The features and great. It's great. And now combat. Everybody initiatives.
I got 3 of them left, baby. We got. We got
all right,
time.
all right, all right. I'll send the vampires in. Don't worry, don't worry.
Yay.
Cool.
Oh, when the boys go marching in. Okay, so you
Let's
know
go.
that. Oh, that you know that. Yeah, they absolutely have transportation circles that were used by the public. Generally, more reserved for people of note and power, but it was not uncommon for those to be able to be utilized. That is until about 20 years ago. When the Cold War started, there were several attacks that came from these teleportation gates, and so they've been shut down. So while the gates still exist, they are the magical equivalent of boarded up.
So, I have a thought, and the thought is that we should make friends with somebody who is affluent enough to have a teleportation circle. Because if Zeus can learn that, he can send us from Rosebark to Tyr in the blink of an eye.
Yep. Yeah. Yes.
So,
Yep.
Yeah. 'Cause
Tyr used to have public teleportation circles, but, you know,
Right.
war.
isn't there a circle? Zeus. You.
Yeah.
Were able to
Yes.
move things from Tyr before. I know that the circle that you were using probably isn't there. Maybe it was. I don't know actually. What are the possibilities of that?
So when I was in my previous life, my future life, the one that I will hopefully do something once again someday. It's complicated. I had he pulls out a tightly wound circle of wire. I had this focus that allowed me to connect to different circles that were all over Spear. This only really connected me to a keyed circle. It's a one-to-one teleportation that exists in Spire. And as far as I know, they started using that after we lost Tyr fell in the war. And I don't believe that is that circle exists. It might, but I don't think it would be paired to it, at least in this tense.
I see. Well, still a good thought.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. It's good to know. Actually, very good to know.
Do you think Lord Hartford has a private circle?
Zeus kind of shrugs.
Maybe.
Never met the man.
Well, no, I'm not asking whether you know this. I wouldn't expect you to know. I'm more asking as a conjecture to the group at large. Do you think he's the sort to have that kind of thing? Blah.
Or at least access, though he did get here quickly. Maybe I'm thinking of a different time again. I don't know.
He obviously has some means of going to and from places quickly, but he may need to hire somebody to do it for him.
Right.
Is what I'm thinking is possible. But circles do exist in Tyr. They must.
Mm-hmm.
Tyr has too many important people to not have them, so it's only a matter of finding out where one might be and then getting Zeus access to it so we can memorize the actual circle, right?
Address, but yes, but essentially.
Yeah. And then you'll be able to send people to that circle.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe I can unlink this, and he kind of waves around his metal wire. But it's only... I might have to make a circle of my own here. That might be easier.
Why didn't I think of this?
What are you
Zeus,
thinking?
do you think, since we were there, we went to Spire together, I believe.
Yes.
At some point. The teleportation circle there, do you remember the runes still?
So I never used the official circle that the city had.
We never
believe-
brought Zeus into Spire with us specifically. We didn't think it was safe. We didn't know he's
But
not
you
a
are
high
correct.
elf.
I've been there. But they gave me the access to the one this was paired to, and it was not the official
They
circle.
only gave me the guest Wi-Fi password.
Right.
Essentially, what? Yes, that.
Do you think that circle exists now?
The one that this is paired to, he kind of waves his thing. No, but the one to the gate, yes, I would imagine so.
If we brought you back a sketch of that, would that work? A sketch of the circle?
Yes, but not with your eyes. You'd have to look at it in the ether. You have to look at the magic. I could show you what to look for. Yes. You might require a bit more study on your parts.
Or a scroll?
Between various level of detect thoughts and illusion magic, I'm sure we can pull it off if you tell us what to look for.
Yes. And
Not right now.
oh,
We've got some time, and Rogers will be down soon. But we're trying to
Mm-hmm.
cut weeks of travel out of our future
Yeah.
as much as possible.
If possible, yes. And just
Yeah.
thinking about things and where we can possibly get to quickly and easily and why we would need to.
Well,
Yeah.
the first thing is you want to make sure that you have a keyed, proper teleportation circle here that we can use. Does Rosebark have one, or are you planning to grow one? Build one?
You
I
can
think-
make one, Zeus.
Yes.
Yes, but I'd also like to do it in a place that is
Secure.
indeed.
Yeah, that's why
Yes.
I figured we were going to wait for Hartford Hall to be finished before we did that.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'd be glad to.
It also
Great,
takes a lot of time, is my understanding.
These powerful works of magic do take time. Yes.
Still would take someone able to do it also.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. I can do
Right.
that. Certain. Yes.
We have
Well, when we have a place, we can do it.
we have a lot to think about. I think at least I have enough on what we've discussed to start drawing I say blueprints. They're not really. I'm by no means an architect, so it's gonna be squares and circles scribbled and saying this here, but
Hmm.
still
I mean, that may be all Verona needs.
true.
We don't know how the process works. That would be really funny if, like, the city as an entity was like, I need exact measurements, I need blueprints, I need schematics.
I think that would be very funny if I just gave Verona that quirk. But she doesn't strike me as the type.
She's like, I'm gonna feel it out. The room size you get is what you get, baby. None of this
Yeah.
is gonna make academic sense. It's like, have you ever seen those tours of, like, shitty McMansions where things make no goddamn sense?
Where the stairs go
there's-
to nowhere.
Stairs to nowhere, like doors in corners. It's really funny.
Totally one here.
Mm-hmm.
That's a story for
Mhm.
another time, though.
Yep.
Here meaning the physical place you live in, not in
Yeah.
Rosebark.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
Yelpers.
some poor young heartkeeper trying to grow their first building just fucks it up. It's like, oh shit, oh no.
Yeah, there's a reason why there's a lot of training.
Some poor woodcutter's got to be in there with a buzzsaw, like, sorry, sorry.
Oh, I made a dick tower again.
That was intentional. How dare you? I'm not sure who's speaking this, and I'm not sure
It's
who's
our
offended.
proud Dick Tower. Thank you very much.
Sir Lord Dick Tower.
All
Lord
right.
Dick Tower to you, baby.
Yep.
Love it.
All right. In this instance, Roger yawns and heads down the stairs.
Did you actually sleep?
I mean, close enough, yeah.
I just had never seen it before, that's all.
I have been exhausted.
I don't blame you.
And
Got
not
back and
having
I slept for like
sleep
20 hours. Like,
I have not had to sleep in a chest or a hayloft. I was given a bed, and no one's trying to stake me, and I don't have to worry about the
Yeah,
sun.
totally.
I fell asleep, and it was glorious. Well, sleep is kind of subjectively not exactly
see,
what we're doing.
that's what I meant. It's fine. I'm just
Okay,
teasing.
I turned off. How's that? That
That's
doesn't
what
sound
Burke
right
does.
either.
It makes sense. No, absolutely
No,
makes sense.
no, I'm nothing. No, I do not. No, not like him. No.
There's soup. Are you hungry?
He kind of gives you an eye, a little.
Not as much.
You need to go get you a squirrel. She has this look on her face like, I don't know what else to offer you here.
I can wait. It's not like I haven't had to wait longer. Anyways, I'm still here, so that's good. We're all still here, that's good. And my God, is that Kestrel? Yep, got your pamphlet. He kind of just kind of looks at you. Or sorry, looks at the other NPC, not you. No longer your character.
It's like this is you conversing with yourself. Enjoy.
Yes, yes. I'm basically channeling Ian's annoyance with my early quest grabbing nonsense.
You're doing it very well, by the way.
Thank you. And he looks. Well, I see you have shown up and done your good work, and we're all still here. So shut up. Anyways, what's on the agenda this evening? Who's got what?
You
Kind of looks around.
drawing, architecture things.
Good. No. Passable, sure. I had to write enough sheet music.
Huh. Yeah, we're in the same boat then. How about you, Kestrel?
He pulls out a schematic of a really complex. It's a Rube Goldberg machine of a way to really an alarm for a human, which involves a series of candles, string, pulleys that ends up just dropping a big sack of grain on someone's head.
Nice.
Like this.
Nice. You still got your feather, right? Talon just smiles a little bit.
He pulls out a black feather.
Kind of points to everybody else. And like gestures to Kestrel, looks to the room like,
What's
looks
that?
great.
Well, he did pass my test. Might as well.
I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Ditto.
What am I drawing?
Ooh. A secret base. That's
Mhm.
also a real base.
Mm-hmm.
That is nowhere near enough information.
And a theater and a bunch of other stuff. Just think, we have days to talk about it before anybody else gets back, so we can. I think it will be better if we all just do that for a little bit of time.
Oh, yeah. Okay. How much space do we have to work with? Then he starts going into more logistics. We don't need to roleplay through all of the nitty-gritty of let's design a base.
Yeah.
This is also going to be a lot of what we spend our downtime in the next several
Yeah,
days doing.
agree.
So,
Fair enough.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I think we can good to let a
How-
couple of days pass.
Ever much space a person head size ruby can get us.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a metric I'm familiar with, but I will figure it out.
Go check in with Verona, see how much space she guesses we're going to have based on the amount of work that she's done and is still got left to do.
Sure. Do you want to go
let's-
check in with her now?
I
Or
don't.
did you-
Again, I don't think we need to roleplay through that.
Sure.
Like, I think a lot of this building the base stuff can be just.
Yeah, we can pass the days with this.
Yeah.
Certainly. All right. I mean, like, so
Eh.
what? Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, no. The other thing to check into it too is if the topaz that we gave her worked or not. If other gems than rubies work or not too.
Yeah. So, you get some of that information. I guess I can do a little info dumping here. I'm like, what's you're going to see over the next few days. What you are able to work on is not necessarily the building of Hartford Hall, but the designing of Hartford Hall.
Mhm.
You get yourselves an approximate, due to with Verona's help, you kind of get an estimate of about the available land you're going to have to be able to do this, and based on the dimension that you're given, you know what you have to work with. So you get that information, which
Cool.
we'll deal with it all, off screen. What you learn about the topazes and the other gems is that they do. Yes, they do things. They are not good for growth or protection, but they do a myriad of things. Topaz, interestingly enough, is when fed into the city, creates light sources.
Ooh.
So, with Verona's says, with your permission, she would like to grow light sources into your Hartford Hall as an experiment.
Yes.
To see they could be more widely used within the city itself.
Yes. Take my money.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that works for that. And that's the only gem you gave her, I believe, correct?
Yeah, I did. So, do you want more Do you need more topaz?
Well, depends on how large the building you're looking to make is going to be. Given this amount of,
Oh no, go ahead.
you have clearly you have something you're desperate to get off your chest. Go ahead.
Well,
For
I
instance-
mean, it'll take up all the space we have.
Oh,
It's a theater and a school, sort of. Not really a school, but a I don't know, a bard's college. Best way I can describe it. A place where we all come get together and play, and it'll be lively, and they need rooms to stay in, and have a little bit of
So-
libraries and printing. Yeah, it has a lot of stuff. It's gonna take up all the space. I
oh,
think.
you want me to build you a guild?
Yeah, totally. Did we give you enough rubies for that? Do we?
Oh,
Is
this,
that big? Do we need more? We can get more. You know.
She just kind of like looks at you with kind of her jaw drop. You just happen to have dozens of head-sized rubies just lying about.
Well, I pull out a
Or
little pack.
nudges him in the side. Yup,
Right.
yup.
I pull out a
Same
little
page.
sack and sit down that little sack that
Mhm.
Sir Star gave me is like, well, we do have more of these.
She kind of opens up them. Yeah, okay, sure, certainly, yeah. If you want, no building or structure in all of Rosebark is going to be as large as what you are asking me to build you. I expected you to build a theater similar to the one in North Point. This will be much larger.
Oh yeah.
Some more rubies may be necessary, yes, especially if you want us to be safe and protected for the foreseeable future. And I do not feel comfortable using everything you've given me, considering we were just attacked but a few days ago.
Well, I would agree. That's why if we need even more than what we just handed you, guys, do you care? I mean, these are. Do you care if I just give her everything? What do you guys think?
Have at it.
Go for it. What else are we going to do with it?
Yeah. All right. So here is 2 uncut sapphires the size of a fist, 1 uncut topaz the size of a cantaloupe, 18 uncut apple-sized topaz, 2
Right.
pieces of obsidian, 100 gold each, 5 emeralds, 100 gold each, 3 other pieces of topaz, 100 gold each. There. That's everything we have. What can you do with that?
Vesper sighs wistfully.
I am so concerned about where you got all these, but I am not
Oh,
going to ask
Lord.
questions.
Don't worry about it. We can get more if we need them.
There's
Oh.
more that came from if we need it.
Okay, certainly. You're all insane, and I'm here for it. Okay,
Oh,
so
I think
these
only one of us
topaz.
is insane.
It's true. Only one of us is insane. It's me.
That's not. I mean, 2 of us. Brilliant.
Fair.
The less you know, the safer you'll be with that particular question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, these topaz should be, as she's kind of trying to do, like, she's kind of thinks to herself a little bit of calculations. If you're doing a proper guild hall, this should definitely be more than enough to illuminate your establishment. And then she goes, the theater, I guess, is going to be completely enclosed then. Would you like complete internal lighting for the stage?
That'd be great. Yeah.
Okay, well, this should work. And then,
Significantly less fire risk. Yes, I would like that.
this will be significantly resistant to fire. Don't worry, rosewood is nothing if not resilient.
Could we grow lights in the basement from the floorboards of the ceiling? I don't know how it works exactly, but like, we might need to light.
And you want basement, ground floor, theater, library, guild hall, letters, rooms. And she starts like kind of going through the sketches that you guys have. That's like it's pretty. I think right now at this point it's not even a sketch. It's just a list of things that you want there. And then she kind of just probably sits down with Kestrel over the next like 4 or 5 hours, and they kind of build up a rough estimate. And she gets to be kind of excited. It's an expression or an opportunity for artistic expression, an opportunity to try some new things she hasn't done before. I think I'm
Cool.
going to take my time with these others and to see. Lighting is one thing. I want to make sure that I don't abuse the purpose of this place. Too much of an extent.
Well, and if any of these will also help Rosebark. Like, it doesn't just need to completely be for us.
She
Like, I don't know what the
takes-
sapphires will do. I don't know what the obsidian would do. I don't know what the emeralds would do.
The
But,
obsidian, she takes special note of and says, this would be good for any of our temples here. They
Nice.
are a powerful stone to help stave off eternity.
How much obsidian is there actually?
About
Not a
200
whole
gold
lot.
piece.
Okay.
Right, and they start to put together a kind of thing. Approximately, if we wanted to finish this building, she motions to the giant, or she doesn't have it with her, but the list of, or excuse me, the giant ruby, the head-sized ruby. Another one of these would be overkill, but she gives you a metric that we're going to translate into gold pieces of ruby, which will just make our lives easier as players. About 2,000 gold worth of ruby will be enough to finish the hall, as well as make it into enough to get them through at least 6 more months of protection throughout the entire city. Keep in mind that... Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And keep in mind, right, that she mentions to you that as Hartford Hall will be a building made of rosewood, this will also put a greater cost on the city when it comes to upkeep of the city itself. This will be the safest space in all of Rosebark. It'll be a fortress within a fortress.
Okay. Well, I don't know what's in the sack or in the pouch that we gave her either. I'm like, I'm not certain what's in there. But you said there's enough for something, if that helps too.
Yes. And so, yeah, she goes through that and be able to do that. We can definitely get started, absolutely. Based on these blueprints, we will need to move a large amount of earth out of the way, which, Vesper, you said your sister might be able to help with this?
Yeah, when she returns, whenever we're having this conversation, I don't know when this would be, but
She's going to show up, yeah, the next day. So
Yeah.
I'll be able to do such things. You'll be able to get started on your construction project.
And if
Dope
it
as hell.
takes time, I will be honest, I'm not going to speak for my compatriots, but I am more concerned about the city being rebuilt and being safe than we finish what we would like to put here.
Alan,
Yeah.
that's very sweet. The first thing I did was regrow anything that needed to be grown.
Oh.
The walls are tip-top.
Oh,
That's we used a good 20-30% of the gift you gave us already to do so.
oh,
That was
Great.
my first priority, and I hope that... Glad I did not mean to imply otherwise, but I am the keeper of this place. And while I am glad to provide you a boon for what you have done, my priority will always be to this place.
I understand.
Good.
Well, thank you. I think some of us are very curious, at least I am, of what the rest of them do when you find out, just to know. So, in case we bring you more, if you'd like, you can do other things to other places. Or
what's
save
more
them.
or less useful. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Emeralds should be interesting. They're chemically very similar to rubies, but wrong. Don't know how to describe that, so that's going to be something I'm going to have to play with very carefully.
Well, have fun.
Excuse me, I made a mistake. It was sapphires that are similar to rubies chemically, not emeralds. My bad.
Oh, those sapphires are very large. I'm sure we can chip off little pieces of it to try things with.
It will be something I will spend some time in class doing, I believe. I think it will be good practice for the apprentices.
Sweet.
All right.
Maybe I'll send some of their training tomorrow. Yes, and she kind of mumbles to herself. That's good. And she, grabs some small pieces. I think
We'll
that will be good
continue
use to be
working.
outside the city.
Yeah. Right.
Great. So, you guys get a rough blueprint of what you want. You're really just waiting on your sister to be able to dig out some of the things.
Yeah, and this is the part that we don't need to role play through. Like
Certainly.
the next few days of Vesper explaining to her sister when she comes back, like, hey,
Okay.
this is a huge favor, but here's why.
Okay, just give me a straight persuasion roll.
I will totally.
I'm actually,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say, there's actually 2 things I need to talk to her about. The
Okay.
first is the building of Hartford Hall, and like we really need
Right.
the excavation done, but it's going to be like a base for us, and we can have like it'll be a guild hall, and we can have primary, a place to do business, right?
Right.
The second thing that I'm going to try to persuade her of, and this might be 2 roles, is obviously to go pick up Lord Hartford,
Right.
but this is an opportunity to privately schmooze with Lord Harold Hartford, and she wouldn't want to pass that up, obviously.
Oh, okay. I see what you're picking up. What you're putting down. All right. Give me the first roll, just straight persuasion, and the second one with advantage, please.
I will
Me too.
aid you on both.
So advantage both times.
And give
You
you
know my
bardic
friend Talon.
inspiration for both.
Ooh. He
So an
works
extra
directly
D10.
for Lord Hartford. Actually, he's quite in his good graces. So,
Yes.
etc., etc.
He's
well,
a great
that's two
man. Tell him about
13s.
who he is. Yeah, exactly.
So that's a 23 plus 2 from the Bardic Inspiration.
Hell
for
yeah, 25.
25.
Sweet.
And
All
then the second for the... And I know we just want to go pick up Lord Hartford from Tyr, which might be a 2-day endeavor that we actually want to roleplay to, because I don't actually know how many 6th-level spell slots my sister has. It's probably not many.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Not
that's
many.
fucking enormous. 16 plus 9 plus 10.
25.
So
35.
35.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, you rolled a 10 on your...
I rolled a 9 on the d10, a 16 on the d20, and I have a plus 10 to persuasion.
You sick mofo.
I
So,
just say, all I need from you, sister, is to go pick up Lord Harold Hartford. He's a personal friend of my friend Talon here. And she's like, done. Fucking done. Absolutely. Don't say anything else.
I need some private time. We might get lost. It'll be a couple of days. It'll be lovely.
Don't get lost, Lenny, but like he's going to be here for a few days, and so you'll have his ear if you do play your
Arantha?
cards right.
That's the whole idea. We'll have his ear.
Beautiful, perfect, wonderful, awesome.
And all I'm saying, Lenny, is that he's a bachelor.
I obviously already know that.
I know you know that, but anyway, you'll have time. We'll all have time.
Excellent. All right. So that's going to be something fun to figure out, whether that item gets shipped. Beautiful. All right. So the next 3 days happen. She spends the first 2 days really just expending all of her spells to move the earth, basically creating you a pretty massive trough of earth. She does it in such a way that's not a bunch of extra dirt. Interestingly enough, she compacts the earth.
Nice.
In her incredible skills,
Make a
giving you
foundation.
correct. And with a nice, put up some small tents to kind of work on as she's doing the foundation, get a little bit of privacy, and it's done. One thing that you can probably see is that once that's completed, even though it's incredibly rough foundation, one thing that happens is when it's done, you do see a small little sliver of wood worm its way out of the foundation at the very base of the basement that she's built.
Cool.
As Verona starts to go to work. At this point, the wood is not, it's not brown at all. It's just pure red.
Sweet.
It is, it looks as if liquid ruby is slowly growing from the earth. It's dope as fuck. And your base is beginning to be built. This will take us about 2-3 days. Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
Yes. I need
Anything else?
a little bit of information.
Yes, of course. Hit me.
What is the day before Soliday?
I can do that. I know my world. The day before Soliday is Io Day.
Spelled exactly as it sounds?
Ioday.
Perfect.
You know, like the dude, like the old dragony dude.
Ayo.
Ayo.
Oh yeah, as we're gonna have to. Well, I guess that's a question for Jason. Can
Which one?
Malinda cast a 6th-level spell twice in a day, including upcasting or not?
Oh.
Let me take a look.
Because if not, we'll need to go to Tyr the day before, stay the night, and then come back to the next day.
Yeah.
Do we all need to go, or should just your sister go?
I think you should at least go with her. I don't think we all need to go,
Okay.
but I think you should probably go with her.
Yeah, I think that would smooth. A nice introduction would be good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that probably is gonna be a single first 6th level spell. So going the night before.
Okay.
Comes there, basically works on the foundation, spends several days doing that. It's going to be, pardon me. Yeah, you guys will probably head there then on the evening of Io Day
Yes,
on the 30th.
I sent
and
you a sender.
I saw. Yep.
Great.
I will take a look at that now. Just trying not to have dead air.
It's all good. Lord Hartford, our ally Lady Elenda de Laith, will arrive with me in Tyr on Io Day to bring you to Rosebark on Soliday.
Okay. He responds with, very well. I will will you be required? Will you be staying with the Lady Delaith at her estates, or would you prefer to stay in the Hartford estates?
Cass again.
Mhm.
The Hartford Estates, my lord, if you would not mind allowing us to be your guests for the night.
He responds, "Certainly. I will be glad to entertain Lady Elenda for the evening. As I hope that, and I look forward to you providing beautiful accompaniment over dinner. I will see you, and probably the day or this would probably be the day before you sent, maybe a couple days before.
Probably a couple days before.
Okay, I will see you on Io then. Io Day then.
Yep, I'll just cast it one more time. Thank you, my lord. That's it. Not expecting a response.
Okay, great.
And let everyone know it's set up. We're good. We're going to stay there the night. Yeah.
Okay. This will bring us to.
I also, real
sorry, go
quick,
ahead. Yeah,
want
yeah.
to do some stuff with downtime, and if anybody else does, just...
Certainly, yeah. Let's run through everybody. Sorry, I have something planned, and I will stop getting ahead of myself. Allie, please tell me what Vesper's doing during the next 3 days of downtime.
It's okay. Mine's very simple. When I'm not hanging out with my sister, I am studying more magic with Zeus. That's all.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Okay. Burke, what are you doing with your downtime?
Burke is going to be just poking up bodies with Kestrel, probably.
Great. Start taking notes. Sir Star, what are you doing with your downtime?
Sir Star first would ask Vesper's sister to cast a 6th level spell on the journal if she has one of the proper school. And then the rest of his time, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to say, for simplicity purpose, she does not.
Okay.
Because I don't have her full spell list in front of me, and I will build that and have that ready for you guys for
I
next
can
session.
confirm that the druid spell list does not include illusion or enchantment spells for the most part.
For the most part.
Makes it easier. Yep. Okay. So she does not have the spell required at 6th level.
You said it does not have
She does not have
illusion or enchantment.
Yes. She does not have
Oh,
any
not
spells.
enchantment, sorry. Illusion
Conjuration, necromancy.
I got confused because my notes didn't make any fucking sense, so I'm going to fix that.
I need transmutation, conjuration, necromancy, or illusion. Conjuration, necromancy needs to be 6th level or higher.
She definitely can do either
Yeah.
of those.
Yeah.
There's a bajillion of both
But I don't
conjuration
know
and
at what level,
necromancy
but
spells
yes.
on the druid list.
Yes,
Okay.
there are.
Well, I will, and that's right. Jurors are prepared casters, so they'll have access to it.
Yeah, so if you ask her the day before, she can be like, sure thing, buddy. I can do it tomorrow.
Sure. And I will give you that stuff next time that you get. She was able to do that. You'll probably. Let me get back to you next session on that one. Okay?
And then the rest of his downtime is spent prepping the Brotherhood of Progress.
Okay, what are you doing with them?
Overall, just going over like leadership skills, teamwork skills, goals of what I need them doing in terms of like seeking out good people that might want to come to Rosebark.
Okay.
Possibly sending people into the Temple of Alyssa. Alyssa? Why does that not sound right?
Because
Alyssa?
it's not.
Acilio.
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 Thank you. Dang.
Close.
Arsenio.
All the letters were there.
The words, the letters were there. Getting
Minus
people to get into the Temple of Acilio. And like maybe some general like weapon use, fighting tactics, and the overall other mission of just helping people that need it.
Awesome. So
And,
you
like-
only have about 3 days right now, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have enough time to do all of these things.
I mean,
I will say.
I know I don't have enough time to do all of these things, but that's like, I mean, we're probably talking like a 10, 12-hour day. He doesn't have to sit around while Vesper's sister casts spells.
Oh, no.
Sure.
Like, he would at first, but like, even if he's sitting there with her, this is probably going to take him 15 minutes with her.
Okay,
And then the
so-
rest of his day is spent with his new team.
Awesome. I'm just saying
Like,
that
this is a pretty intensive workshop. I know I don't have enough time to get through all of that, but like,
certainly.
this is a 3-day intensive workshop.
Yeah, I think that all right. You have a couple of options here, right? Sir Star's skill set is pretty vast. He's worn a lot of different hats, literal and figurative. What you are now setting up and doing is creating creating your own organization, and getting a bunch of agents that are skilled in X, Y, or Z thing. Now
so?
you can
He already
give
has.
them.
He already has his agents. He already knows who his people are. He has 6 people. He's starting.
That's correct. Excuse me. That's right. You got
No,
the
he doesn't
you got
have
the
to do
polish
any
from
of
there.
that. He's not building an organization. He's not acquiring any new people. He already has his 6 people. He knows them already.
And
He's
they
been
are
interacting with
skilled
them.
martially, right? So
Yes, yes.
yeah, and you have those people, right? And my
Yes.
question is, with the downtime, you have 3 days. Which of the skills that you have that is important to you that you want them to be most proficient in? And so the decision that you make here will help me dictate, at least in times that you are able to sit and work with them directly, how they're going to grow, right? So if you want to give them like a general overall primer, that's great. They'll be okay at everything, or you can focus on one thing to make them a lot more efficient. If you
No,
want to
this
go,
is a
for instance,
primer.
send them
There's
out.
a lot they need to know.
Great. Okay, so
Like,
this is going to be a primer.
This is the 3-day intensive workshop that's just going to throw everything that you need to know at you, and like what's going to stick is going to stick, and then you're going to pick up
Great.
more along the way.
Great. I will work with you off screen to get you a list of the organization as well as your 6 agents, and we will start building out who they are and what they start picking up, and we'll start to be able to go from there.
We have stats for them and names already.
I just need to put them in a proper document to
For
make
sure.
that something that we can start like interacting with in case you have, for instance, a mission you want to send your boys out on. We'll be able to start doing that. Yeah, leveling up is dope as hell. Okay,
Oh, we leveled up?
No.
Damn it. So close. Almost got him that time.
Ah, so close. Man, it's just this like sketching out this blueprint is just really level worthy. It just gets us leveling. Yeah.
I mean,
You've done
at least
so
for
much.
Kestrel.
Yeah. No, I
Kestrel
know.
levels up.
Kestrel absolutely levels up from whatever he was, which is probably like 6 to 7. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, get it, Kestrel. I know where you guys are leveling next. I have that point in mind. All right, and let's see here. We went through Talon, Vesper. Did we go through everybody?
Well, I only have just a little bit more else for
Yeah.
Talon.
Hit
Very
me.
simple. While Verona is here doing the stuff on the Hartford Hall, and any time that I have extra time over that, I want to spend it with the children, the
Okay.
Hearthkeeper children.
Awesome.
And kind of with Verona
there-
to learn more about them, to just make them feel more accepted, and it's also like a weird connection to my mother, since she was a druid, and so it's kind of like, I don't know, that's kind of how Talon feels about it.
Okay, great. One thing I will say, you spend a lot of time with the Heartkeepers, right? And the kids that you had played with at the Gauntlet are not actually there right now. As Verona has said, she's sent them out to do a training workshop with one of her apprentices, a well-respected man named. Sorry, I need to give him a name so you know who he is. It's one of the older apprentices by the name of Larian. Lairyn. Larian Heartkeeper. And so he has taken them out. They're supposed to be, she sent them out with some of these smaller gems as well as some of the older children. So it's actually kind of quiet over the next several days at the Heartkeepers Guild.
Okay.
Verona's there mostly on her own. So if you want to spend some time with her directly, that's great.
That sounds perfectly fine too. Just, I mean,
Cool.
she's also an elf, and
She is.
it's like just a lot of things there for Talon to learn more about elven culture and learn more about the city. And not that he's ignoring, his friends. Like, we'll still have dinner
No.
and stuff like that. I just, it's like get
You don't have
to
to spend
know
every
the
waking
place
moment
you're.
with people you've spent every waking moment with over the last 6 months.
Yeah.
It's all good. You're allowed to have new friends.
I'm doing independent things.
How dare! Beautiful. All right, so you spend the time getting to chat with her, getting to know her. Give me a raw charisma roll, please.
Sure. Oh, well. How about a 7? Because I rolled a 2.
Ooh, I mean,
You know
it's
what?
not-
No, I'm going to use an inspiration.
Damn
There
right
you
you
go.
are.
You also get to add
You-
half your proficiency bonus because jack of all trades.
Oh, sweet. That's right. So
Mm-hmm.
that would have been an 8 or a 9. But let's see if I roll better than a 2.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Can I keep using inspiration?
What'd you roll this time?
A 1.
Yeah.
Buddy, there was only one number.
I mean, I was in my head. I was like, he's gonna roll a 1. I know he's gonna roll a 1. You know what? Let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's go down one more. We'll go to an overflow. We'll get back to 20. That's gonna be an
Great.
overflow error.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Let's
perfect.
see.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't like this either. I'm just going to keep going.
Burn through that inspiration. I love it. Sure.
This feels important. Man, what the hell?
If you roll a 3, you at least crack double digits.
I would be excellent, which is very funny to me because Peercy was like, "Yeah, I got like 11 points of inspiration. There's 9 points of inspiration. I just haven't used. I keep forgetting to use
Okay,
them."
I'll go with
something.
this. That sounds good. Yeah, exactly. I was like, I don't know where to use them. This seemed like the right place
Now.
to use them.
Right? Yeah.
Mhm.
I went from 9 to 5. So 14 plus 2, 16
Use 4
plus
free rolls?
5 is
Amazing.
21.
There you go.
21. There we go.
With 4
It only took you 4
inspiration.
tries.
Jeez.
Fucking awesome. Okay. Verona is a very guarded person.
Mm-hmm.
She's been through a lot of shit. But you and her have a real connection.
Cool.
And you're able to see more of the person, not just the heart keeper. Let me pull her up real fast. She's talented and passionate and beautiful and motivated, and she knows what she wants. And her passion to really protect those that matter to her is something that's really worthwhile to respect, certainly. She cares deeply about the people that she is working with and her apprentices and fellow heart keepers. And that's why you notice that after a couple days, she seems pretty agitated. They're missing. They're gone. And, while you've talked and while she's still, pleasant to be around, there's some moments of, I guess, psychosis that you both get to enjoy within yourselves.
Yeah.
It's mostly it's a mostly sane few days, but a couple days in, she starts to get a bit twitchy.
What's up?
Should be back by now.
Huh.
It's probably fine, but
Where'd they go?
there's no time limit. But it's usually no longer than 2.5, 3 days. Just don't like it when they're not within the walls. They're family,
I can understand that. I mean, we could go check on them.
Probably nothing, but I would feel better, actually. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll, ask everybody else and see if they want to do that. But I'll go at least. I'm sure that they will. Just, I like giving
She
people
grabs your
choice.
hand and kind of looks in your eyes. Thank you, Talon.
You're welcome.
Anyways, gotta get back to growing your new house.
Thanks for that.
No, thank you. It's fun to be able to put some art into something that I create, not just utilitarian.
I think we're all very excited.
So am I.
And I want you
So
to
am I.
know, I made a promise to the heart of this city.
Yeah?
I will keep it for all of its members, for all that it protects.
I believe you. She is precious. This place.
I can tell. Well, where should we go look for them?
They shouldn't be too far. There is a small grove, maybe a few hours from Southern Gate. Won't take but a few minutes to get there.
And what were they doing there? Can I know that even?
She kind of touches your cheek. No. But they were training.
Okay.
And do you head to grab your companions, or you just head right to the gate with her?
No. I will go
Mhm.
back to tell everyone or to ask everyone before. But I do say, you know, my mother had red hair. She was also a druid.
Was she?
Her name was Carolyn.
I would have liked to have met her.
Yeah. Maybe one day.
Sounds like a much longer conversation.
Yes. It is.
I must get back to work. Maybe later? Tell me over dinner.
Yeah. How about after we get back and know that they're safe?
I like that. Thank you.
See you soon.
She's moving in on your man's Vesper. Get him.
No.
We are
we
definitely not
don't
exclusive.
know, right? We don't know that they're not poly.
I mean, we probably.
We haven't even
considering
talked about it yet.
No,
Right, no.
that is a
Uh,
conversation that must happen because Talon, I don't think he
There's like
has yet.
layers of that conversation that has to happen.
So many layers of
Like,
that conversation.
A lot of
Yeah.
layers.
Amazing.
We went on our first date like 5 days ago, you guys.
Right, right.
Like,
Yeah, I'm surprised you're not married yet. Like, damn.
I know.
I mean, I even prepped the ceremony spell for the two of you. Even like, come on, I'm ready.
That's good. It's good. Hallowed Ground's great.
So I'll head back to where we're staying
Sure.
at Padre's place.
Yeah.
And just kind of, knock on the door, try to find everybody that I can.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, hey guys, I got a favor to ask you.
What's up?
So serious.
Well, that's a different reason. Verona sent the Heart Keepers in training out with one of her apprentices, and they haven't returned yet. I know
How
where
long
there's.
are they?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
So how long are they overdue?
They'd be overdue by about a day tomorrow.
Sir Star is
Okay.
already standing up.
How far away are they? Or were they supposed to be?
She said minutes away. Not far, I imagine. She let me know where. There's a grove nearby that she sent them
Could you
to.
try messaging one of the kids?
That's a good idea, but I can't until tomorrow.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's go make sure they're okay.
Thanks.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yep.
Player says. maybe I can. Give me a moment. Give the player a moment.
Sure.
Send a message to one of the kids.
Yep. I'm like, this is how this works. Yes, he does. Cool. So yeah, Sir Star pulls out his sending stone and thinks about one of the kids. We'll go with little Timmy Two Tops.
I believe sending stones are paired, are they not?
Yeah, they can only
Fuck,
send
no,
to
you're
the
right.
person who has the other stone.
Anyway, thank you. Never
You
mind.
can send me a message whenever you want.
Vesper's like, yeah, you send message to Vesper.
He sends a
say,
message to Vesper saying,
Hello
"Fuck."
to me.
Where are you? Are you safe?
No, I'm in grave danger. I'm going to need you to save me. Help.
Oh
Help
no,
me.
Talon.
Sir Star
Sally-
starts out of the room.
That's no good. That's no good.
Amazing.
Oh God, Sir Star needs to be trained in magic.
I think that's true with
You
everybody.
want to join in?
No,
I'm taking
oh.
lessons.
That's not
Uh,
a bad idea.
Oh my god, it's so
We're
good.
going to learn about cantrips. You don't know those either.
Fucking fantastic.
You guys are ridiculous.
Awesome.
Yeah, let's go check on these kids.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
Awesome. So, the four of you, Burke, you coming? Or you say doing your own thing?
Burke's coming.
Okay, the four of you head out towards the south gate, getting ready, gearing up. And as you see the gate, you see a elf, with blood streaming down his face, holding an unconscious child with another one trailing slowly behind him, as he runs up to the gate and collapses on the entryway.
Vesper looks down at him, sighs, and says, "Yeah, that sounds about right." Before
And-
rushing over.
Yeah, Sir Star is right behind her.
Perfect. And here is where we will end. Bring our chapter to a close. So thank you, mortals and monsters, for venturing with us into the world of Alaemyr. I just wanted to remind you all, we stream bi-weekly out here on Twitch. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube, where we share updates and sneak peeks and magical surprises. But before you go, we do need your help. Our lovely players have been awesome tonight. Some good RP. But I want to know who you would find is the most deserving of a Destiny point. So Destiny points are a resource that we use in my world and campaigns that allow them to do things that are to prove that they are heroes of Destiny. Allows you to make connections with those you would not otherwise have, or be able to become more than what you already are. I have a list of all the things that it can do, but then you can find that somewhere.
Like inspiration on crack, y'all.
It's crackspiration, right? And there's a poll up live right now on Patreon. You do not
Steroids.
Imposteroids. You don't have to be a patron to do so, but it's a public poll. Anybody can kind of vote on that. And if you're looking to interact with us directly, always check out our Discord. Our next episode will be on Monday, April 3rd. We hope to see you all there. But until then, keep your quills sharp and your eyes wide. See you next time, heroes and monsters. Monsters and mortals, got it.
Some of you are
Voice
heroes.
line.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
I know a sign off.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good night, friends.
Good night.
Bye bye now.